have, but Mr. Rome, he self-glossed. Respectfully, Edward Marino from Redondo Beach. Again, the question, Edward, are you really that guy? Or are you just trolling us? Hey, Mr. Rome. It's Monday. Respectfully, Edward Marino from Redondo Beach. Hey, Mr. Rome. Hydration is positive. Respectfully, Edward Marino from Redondo Beach. Hey, Mr. Rome. I moved from San Diego to Redondo Beach. Respectfully, Edward Marino. For the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering supplies and solutions for every industry as well as access to product experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call or click Grainger.com or stop on by, Alvy.
And I couldn't tell if that tool on the Dolphins sideline yesterday was Mike McDaniel or Adam Hawk. They're both clueless about football, addicted to weed, and make really stupid decisions in the eye of the public. And one quick story from yesterday, Jim, before getting out. The a-hole behind me tried telling me to sit down during the game. I would have beat his ass on the spot, but a felony assault wouldn't be too good a look at this point in my career. So I went passive-aggressive and just farted in his face for 5 hours. Hope you enjoyed the Bud Light and chili as much as I did, big guy. War the Bills getting it together and playing a complete game this Sunday. War Damar Hamlin leading the charge out of the tunnel. War this franchise finally getting back to the Super Bowl. A midwinter trip to Arizona sounds damn good right about now. Thanks for the vine, Jim. Who loves you, baby?
Hi, good show, dude.
The RIB. Working it in on a day off. Nice job, Rick. Always good to hear from you. In fact, great. That's a nice, solid day. My thanks to Ross Tucker. Great job, as always, from Ross. Fred Taylor. That was amazing getting caught up with Fred. Appreciate him so much. And you got a big one tonight, right? Somebody's going to lose, and it's going to be good. Because somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to leave, I think. The NFL playoff action continues, and we are one step closer to Super Bowl 57. And for the NFL divisional round, check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code ROME. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code ROME, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Void in Ohio and Ontario. Bonus issued as free bets. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions to apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed
Mac McCarthy. And Coach, you, like everybody else, I'm sure loves the expanded playoff, right? Everybody gets a seat at the table. Tulane would have got in this year. That's great, right?
No.
What?
No, you know better. It's great that we get to watch a playoff. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I really do think it diminishes the regular season. And, there are some games that wouldn't have been important at all, other than maybe for seeding or something down the stretch. Some of the rivalry games wouldn't have meant as much.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Well, I just think we were prepared. One thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared. Hi.
I want me some glory hole.
Dude, you ain't mouse. I'm the boss.
Cojones.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
I'm sorry. All right.
How about those friggin' pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on this Monday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com, and watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and also follow us on Facebook. You can catch this show, The Brian Bailey Show, and of course all of our pre and post ECU basketball coverage, including the fallout from yesterday's loss to South Florida, Pirates falling at home to the Bulls. We got the Mike Schwartz press conference on YouTube and Facebook. Some player comments as well. And pretty soon we'll be covering some baseball out at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Got some football to talk about today, coming off a wild card weekend and the Hula Bowl, which saw a couple of Pirates in action. We'll talk to one of those Pirates coming up in just a moment. Also on today's show, Double B Brian Bailey will join us in the second hour, and in hour 3 we'll talk to Touchdown. Tony Collins, ECU Hall of Famer, will recap the wild card weekend and talk Bucks Cowboys coming up tonight right here on Pirate Radio. So a lot to get to. Great show on tap. Shirley Rhodes is here. Chandler Honeycutt, Troy D to my left. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Clip. How are you, man?
I'm doing great and excited to talk some football with our guest here in hour number 1, former East Carolina offensive lineman Noah Henderson, joining us on the program today. Noah, great to see you and have you in. How you doing, man?
For sure. Appreciate it. Good to be here. Great to be here.
We say former, but you were a junior. You technically could have come back. You had another year if you wanted to come back. Let's talk about what led to the decision to decide to go pro versus coming back to East Carolina next year.
Well, I graduated in December. I'm a December grad, fall. And, you know, I did 5 years. I just felt like I did my time and I was at my peak and I was ready to play at the next level.
So that extra year, would that have been in kind of the technical COVID year, I guess a lot of people call it?
Yeah, that would have been COVID.
So it was just the timing was right for this.
Good timing.
You had a big weekend this weekend. You were part of the Hula Bowl festivities. Of course, the quarterback gets a lot of attention there. Yeah. But offensive line has got to protect that quarterback. You got to get out there one more time with your buddy Holton, I saw.
Yeah, it was another great experience with my quarterback. You know, me and him were both able to be starters for that game, so it was a great deal. We were able to make more memories, you know, just to be able to block his blind side one more time.
We talked to Holden. He said almost the week leading up to the game is more important than the game itself, where you make connections, talk to teams, you get in that practice with coaches and everything. How about for you, Noah? Did you see that kind of leading up to the game? What was the week like for you?
Oh, yeah. The practices were most definitely more important because, you know, we spent a lot of time talking to the coaches, learning from a lot of NFL legends. Like, our whole coaching staff was former NFL head coaches or guys coaching in other leagues. So, you know, that was really the time that we needed.
The NFL and especially the draft process, you know, a big part of it obviously is talent and having the ability. But then a lot of it's almost like any job interview. It's connections. It's who you know, knowing the right people, timing. And I think something like this, we were talking off the air earlier, the people that you were able to meet, the scouts you were able to interact with and get to know them on a personal level, that really is as important as the game itself, is that they get to see you up close and personal. They get to kind of do a mini combine with you there during practices if they want to, and, you know, get to know Noah Henderson better. Take us through that part of it, is how important that was and who you had a chance to talk to.
Well, yeah, a lot of the time, people don't know, a lot of the time allotted for us at the Hula Bowl is to talk to the scouts. You spend your whole day. You can set up meetings throughout the time that you're there, like after practice, during practice, before you're talking to the scouts, you're answering those hard questions. You know, you're just letting them get to know you on a personal level. Well, that's really what that time is for. You know, it kind of helps you later down the road when you might get to the combine or pro day when it's time to answer those hard questions.
Who did you talk to the most maybe while you were there?
I talked to maybe the Bills the most, the Giants. There's a long list. Like, my day was full talking to every team, but those are probably the two teams I talked to the most.
What do they want to know? Like, when you talk to them, what were they asking you?
They really don't want to know football. They want to know who you are. Like, they really want to know how you are off the field, how you interact with people, what's important to you in life, and how can they trust you? How can they bring you in and know that you're going to be the right one for their program?
Yeah. You know who needs offensive lineman, Clip?
Who's that?
The Chicago Bears.
Well, Washington could use a few, too. Yeah. I think every team could use some offensive
Anyone from the Bears happen to give you a hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I did speak to the Bears for a short period of time.
All right.
You don't want to go there.
No, you could be part of the rebuild. You could be part of the start of a new dynasty.
Speaking of talking, Noah, you said you're a very personable guy. Were you always this comfortable talking to folks? Is something you grew into?
I mean, yeah, I think I get it from my mom. She's a military background person, my dad too as well. But, you know, I've always felt like I've been an outgoing person. I come from a variety of places. As a military child, I've lived everywhere. I've had to adapt to getting to know new people and talking to people, so that's always helped me.
Noah Henderson joined us live in studios. We open up PRL today, and former offensive lineman here for East Carolina now making himself available for the NFL. That is the next step and obviously the next big goal. I guess the next thing is the Combine. We talked to Holton about this. You know, the Combine's kind of a little bit of mystery on who gets invited and when. It's not a one-size-fits-all. I guess they do it at different times, and they kind of pick and choose who they want. And they're not done inviting folks, from what I understand. So what is the status of you potentially being able to get invited to the Combine?
I mean, it's just a waiting game. You're waiting to see who they're going to pick. They're still sending out invites now. So, you just wait and see if you get your opportunity.
And obviously that's something I'm sure you'd love to go to.
It'd be great.
But if you don't, it doesn't prevent you from achieving your goals. Up next, it would be ECU Pro Day, where you'd have a ton of scouts here to see what's going on. But before then, what are you doing between now and then? Because I got to imagine staying in tip-top physical conditioning is probably the goal. How do you do it? Who do you do it with? Where are you doing it?
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm set up to go train in Tennessee. I'm just going to focus. It's a 6-day week, running, training to run 40s, verticals, all that good stuff, that you're going to do in Pro Day and Combine, just trying to perfect and be the best that you can be at those events.
So all those drills, that's what you'll be doing every day. That's basically your job for the next couple months, I guess.
Basically.
Troy asked you earlier how much time you got today. You said you actually got some time, which is new for you, right? So what's it like to not be on that schedule? Noah, we need you here. Then you got to do schoolwork. Then you're here. Like, what's that like to have some free time?
It's a little hard because you kind of have to figure out what's important to you, and you have to utilize that time as much as possible. Like right now, I'm still in Greenville, so I still have to do the treatment and make sure I'm staying in tip-top shape, and I'm not just sitting around eating junk food all day.
Noah Henderson joining us. So what was the weekend like? You play in the game. When did you get back here to Greenville?
I flew back into Virginia Saturday right after the game. Like, we took a bus right from the game to the airport, and I drove back from Virginia last night.
Gotcha. Did you watch football yesterday?
No, I took a break from football.
I always ask the guys that, like, when you do have free time, do you watch it, follow it, or do other things? How about you? Like, what are your other things you're interested in, hobbies, things like that?
I spend a lot of time with my son. If I'm not with him, I'll call him, FaceTime him. I rest a lot because most of the time I just want to relax and sleep. I might watch a couple shows here and there, but they're usually there to watch me and let me go to sleep.
I like that. We have a lot in common. I like to do those
the
things.
The shows
too.
Watch you. Go to sleep. I've never heard that. I like that.
This is the first time we've talked, at least on the air, since the Birmingham Bowl. We've had some discussions off the air about it. But, what an experience that was for you to be able to end your college career on that type of up note and, strong finish. I know that was a great week for you guys.
Yeah, that was a great week. It was just great to be at a bowl game and actually get to play this year because, last year it was taken from us. It was just a great feeling to actually get there and then to actually win and bring something back to ECU and to Greenville that everybody can be proud of and something that they can build off of.
Coastal they were a little, I don't want to say dirty, but they seem to play a little edgy at times. As I said, I don't know if dirty is the right term. Maybe it is. But what were you hearing down there in the trenches? You're there every day. Every play, were they just kind of talking trash the whole time?
I mean, it's the usual football talk. They were a little chippy, but, that's okay. They can be chippy. We pride ourselves, especially my O-line and what I came from. You were just going to have to be tougher than us. You could talk all you wanted to. We were going to keep going because we knew what we can do. But, the usual talking, the trash, but it's all good. It's football.
Yeah. Seems like most of the talking, at least what we see, happens on the outside with receivers, DBs. So, like, how much talking goes on in the trenches there?
A lot. A lot of talking goes on. A lot of unheard things. A lot of things that, you probably wouldn't say to your mom, but that's okay.
Can you do that for 60 minutes and then shake hands after the game? Or some guys, it's like, all right, we're just not cool.
Yeah, most of us can. There's some guys who take it to heart, or maybe after a loss they might feel a little way. But I feel like it's a part of the game, and if that's your game talking, I feel like sometimes I may have to talk to you and say a few things to see if I can get you out of your game. But after the game, it's all love. We're competitors. We're gonna keep going.
Noah, what are you hearing from the scout, especially the scouts you talk to? I know you've got an agent now too. Sometimes people might tell you what you want to hear, but what's kind of the real talk that you're hearing? Because the offensive lineman's a position, at every level of football, it's hard to find. It's hard to find good ones. And, you guys don't get a lot of the headlines, but without a good offensive line and even defensive line, you're not going to win many football games. Mm-hmm. It is the foundation to any successful football team. There's a massive need for good O-linemen. What are you hearing as far as your prospects from others?
Really just tackles are diamond in the rough right now. That my size and my ability is something that's kind of rare. That's kind of an upside for me. And, a lot of people just like my physicality. They like I can move for a big guy. I've got pretty good feet in finishing. Everybody just wants to see me be aggressive. Everybody knows that I tend to play with a chip on the shoulder, so that's all they want to see.
I think you're one of those guys you mentioned, diamond in the rough type, that you might not have all the headlines and accolades of some of these guys coming out of, an Alabama or LSU, but I think you're going to see the right person's going to see and go, damn, where'd you find this guy?
Yeah.
And I think you could end up having an incredible pro career. So I just think, just keep up the good work. I mean, what you're doing. And as you said, you can try and get stronger and faster, but your size is your size. Mm-hmm. And for folks that don't know, tell us how big you are right now.
I'm 6'6", 315 pounds.
Yeah. So that's not only tall, but strong.
We were talking about your high school days. How much weight did you gain from freshman year ECU to your biggest, Noah?
Ooh, I think at the most at ECU, I've weighed like 335. So that's I came in at about 285, so about 50, 60 pounds.
What's your ideal weight?
I liked being 300 pounds, but once I got to about 315, I've kind of adapted into it and built into this build and kind of worked around it. So I like where I'm at right now.
And what are the average guy on a line in an NFL? What are they, measuring up at right now?
It ranges on height. A lot of guys might be tall. They might be about 6'8", so about the 300 to about 330 range is a.
So you're right where you need to be.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
We were talking about your high school, and I asked if you played basketball, and you said yeah, and I just assumed you were in the paint, getting rebounds and stuff. You said you played the three. Who are these giants on your basketball team? How are you the little guy on your basketball team?
He's throwing up threes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's just where I grew up. There's just a lot of big guys. I wasn't the biggest guy as always, so sometimes you got to step out and shoot the three.
And looking like Frank Thomas over at first base too. You said you played some baseball, pitching.
Yeah, I played first. Baseball was my first love. I probably played baseball my entire life. I didn't play football until my junior year of high school. So,
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So what made you make the switch to football from baseball?
I actually lived overseas with my mom. She's active duty military. So I moved back to the U.S. my junior year, and my first day of high school in the U.S. was my first day of practice.
Wow. And you kind of got hooked, I guess, after that?
Yeah, I kind of got hooked. The offer started rolling. I started balling. I was like, hey, I can do something with this.
When did you hit your growth spurt?
I've always been tall.
Oh, yeah?
So it's never been like a jump. I was always been a taller kid.
Where'd you live overseas?
I lived in Bahrain.
Wow.
It's in the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
It's off the coast of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Well, and how long were you there?
About 4.5 years.
Wow. What was that experience like?
It was great. It's different. It's not what people expect. It's not like the desert. It's very westernized, but it's another experience for real.
Huh. What a unique background you have.
Yeah,
that's cool. Let's take a break. Can you stick with us another second?
Gotcha.
I want to ask about, it's awesome we're sitting here talking to you, Hula Bowl win, because there was a time where we didn't know if Noah Henderson was going to play, right, with the injury. So I want to talk about that journey with you and where you are today. A lot more with Noah Henderson, former Pirate O-lineman, when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that's right for you. Visit them at 3101 South Evans Street in Greenville or schedule a home visit to receive a stretch or massage in the comfort of your own home. Call today at 916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage appointment and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Add some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates! Arg!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006, and they are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Cliff Brock, Troy D, and Noah Henderson hanging out in the Pirate Radio studios. We talked Hula Bowl a moment ago. We're talking during the break about the drills training you did during the week. Noah, but how about actually putting together some plays to run on the game for Saturday? What was, how the install and things like that? I guess it was probably some basic stuff, but did it take a while to get that, or was that pretty easy for you guys?
We came in with a basic install, but for me, it was fairly easy because it was basically, it felt like ECU's playbook. Maybe a switch of names and, a couple numbers and things like that, but we ran the basic zone, mid-zone counters, couple protections. All you really had to do was remember the name. That was all.
All right, there you go. Noah Henderson joining us. Noah, before the break, I mentioned that it's awesome you're here talking about this, getting ready for the next chapter of your career, because you went through a lot of injuries at East Carolina that kept you out for almost an entire season, right?
An entire year.
And so where are you today with the back and health wise?
Oh, I'm a lot further ahead than I was that year. As you know, I was almost told that I wouldn't be able to play again. My back is feeling a lot better. I just have to do the little things to make sure I can keep going.
Was it one of those things where, you didn't have any surgery or anything, right? Was it just about healing up, kind of rest?
Giving it time, to fix yourself on its own, and me doing the little things like losing the weight and building my core strength and doing the things I need to do to get back on the field.
Do you have any other injuries during the season? Everybody gets banged up, but anything that bothered you this year?
No, that's been all.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, to
especially in a position that you're having a car wreck every play.
Right. Every play.
There's a difference between certain positions, and not all positions have contact every play. You're in one of those positions. If you're in the game,
always
there's no play off. You can take a play off, you get steamrolled.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna look bad if you do.
You're in a position that it's major contact every single time.
Yeah. It's just something that being an offensive lineman, you got to come to love. You got to be able to accept that you're not going to get all the love, but you're going to do the most work every play. But you know,
it's a different breed, man.
You ever get tired of us talking about Holden and Keaton and everybody,
I was thinking about
Noah
that.
Henderson?
No, because at the same time, I've been blessed that my running backs and my quarterbacks, they've always taken care of us. You live for the glory, but we get taken care of.
Yeah, but you're not. Most offensive linemen aren't me guys.
Yeah, you can't.
You're
be
not
at
a
all.
wide receiver.
Yeah, you can't be. You have to, as an offensive lineman, you kind of have to embrace that you're a team guy, no matter what.
Did you ever try to get Coach Houston or Coach Kirkpatrick to maybe call a fullback dive to you, or like a tackle pass or anything?
Yes, I tried for 2 years.
Like a William Perry type of situation.
Yeah, man, or one of them tackle eligible.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Anytime I could touch a ball in practice, I tried. I promise you I did.
I don't know why we didn't empty the playbook like that in Birmingham. That would have been...
Well, they had Holden catch a pass, but not Noah.
I know. Well, I would have liked to see you run with it.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit faster than Hope.
Hey, we'll find out come pro day maybe.
So you put Shank in a retirement almost. Well, not retirement. You made him change jobs over at ECU. But how was he? You've been with him a long time too.
Yeah, Shank's a great guy, great coach. It kind of hit me this week being at the Hula Bowl, just taking into account all the lessons I've learned, the techniques, the little things he's taught me over the past 4.5 years, that he really knows what he's talking about. I was able to do things a little bit better than guys who've been playing at P5 level for the past 5-6 years, just because of things I've learned from Shank. So I really appreciate what he's done for me and what he's done for our program.
I saw that video where the players were asked to name the biggest Grinch on ECU, and some people, maybe you included, said Coach Shank. But I've always asked Shank at every media day, how do you still relate to guys in today's football? But he always manages to do it. He always says guys want to be coached and guys want to be coached hard. You just got to learn how to coach each individual, and he seems like he does that with you guys.
Yeah, he does a great job. He really tries to find a way how to specifically coach every guy in the room. Mike couldn't talk to me the way he talked to a Nashad Strother or a Justin Ray. So he really embraces that. He's been around a long time, so he's kind of seen it all, done it all.
Noah Henderson joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios, getting ready to go out to train, just chilling right now.
I wanted to do a little get to know Noah, and I want you to jump on this because you're good with these questions.
Get to Noah.
Get to Noah. I've had the pleasure to eat with you a couple times at Parker's Barbecue this season. So, and look, it takes a lot of fuel to keep guys like this going. You got to imagine on a major D1 level, you're just not eating Little Debbie's and snack cakes. So I've seen the damage you could do on a family style, which is impressive. I was wondering what's your favorite food?
Chicken wings.
All right, so if you could only eat one thing, it would be chicken.
What flavor? It would be wings. Barbecue.
All right, so if you want to do something nice for Noah, it's barbecue chicken wings.
Yeah.
All right.
Which wings over worked out for you guys this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a great deal.
Get a delivery over there. I'd be very happy. All right, what's your favorite movie to watch of all time? If you had to pick one, what would it be?
The Expendables.
All right. That's a cool one.
Action.
Yeah.
Your favorite, I guess, TV show, if people even watch TV anymore?
Duck Dynasty.
All right. Well, would not have guessed that.
That's a great show.
Y'all were talking about that show. Shirley, what was the football trivia you brought out with Duck Dynasty?
Yeah, that Phil Robertson was the starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech, and Terry Bradshaw was his backup.
Yeah.
You must be streaming that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even know if they have
it doesn't come on anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a classic now. What's your favorite pastime outside of football? I want to do that. You kind of mentioned sleeping earlier, but I don't know if that's a pastime. What's your favorite activity, I should say, outside of football?
I love the outdoors. So at home, I have four-wheelers, dirt bikes, golf carts. So, no, fishing. I love the fish.
All right.
Another fisherman. We'll have to get him and Bryce.
Inshore, offshore?
Inshore.
Okay.
I'm not really a big saltwater guy. I feel like the ocean is just too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Too many options.
Yeah,
you like a challenge?
I like a challenge.
Fair enough.
All right.
Who's playing Noah Henderson in the to make a Blindside type movie?
The Noah Henderson story.
Yeah. Who's the actor playing you?
Do they have to make it now or years later?
Well, we can do one now, and then we can do one years later. We can do a sequel.
Yeah.
I think my son could do it.
You're gonna have him.
Yeah.
Is he growing up to be an actor? You think?
Yeah, most definitely.
Got the personality.
He is me all the way.
Now, I imagine you said he's 4.
4, but
I imagine he's a large 4-year-old.
He's 4. He probably wears the clothes of a 7-year-old.
Yeah. Any truth to the rumor? Mike Houston's already extended him an offer.
Yeah, I've been hearing around.
Speaking of dynasties,
yeah,
a new Henderson coming through. God, we're going to be sitting here clipped like freaking. 16.
Like we did with Robert Jones, Zay Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that before.
14 years from now going, remember when we were talking to his dad?
We'll keep an eye out. Yeah, that's awesome.
That'd be fantastic.
Let's see. We're going
we're going non-football items. I was kind of...
No, if you weren't a football player, what would you... What'd you get your degree in? Like, what's your profession?
Business. My degree is in business management with a concentration in MIS. So MIS is like Microsoft Word and like computer stuff.
Okay.
So I would like the IT world.
All right. You think one day you'll be in that?
Yeah.
Any post-playing career? Any thoughts on coaching, staying in football, or you think you'll get out of it?
Yeah, I do kind of want to stick around football. I mean, I feel like I've learned to create a passion for this game that I don't want to. It's kind of hard to let go. So I'm going to try to stick around for as long as I can.
What was your favorite thing about living in Greenville?
Greenville feels like home to me. I come from a small town, just like Greenville is kind of. So it's a home feeling that feels natural. You get a lot of love and support everywhere you go. It feels good.
We got some YouTube questions. If y'all want to throw in a question, you can. What was your favorite uniform combo at ECU?
The retro for sure.
Yeah,
the retro. That might be the best.
Do you get to keep that jersey?
We're working on it.
Yeah, you better try to.
It's kind of hard to get jerseys sometimes from players.
They want to hold on for the next year.
Yeah,
I think guys coming in,
and part of it is we just don't have a huge excess.
Yeah,
we don't get new jerseys every year, unfortunately, like some programs probably. Yeah. So if they give yours away,
then they've got to go get a new one. But I think
it's a big one.
I think they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite NFL team you'd like to play for?
I've always been a Dallas Cowboys fan. So
big game tonight.
If I was able to get that opportunity, that would be great.
What do y'all think about tonight?
I'm taking the Cowboys.
It's hard to go against Tom Brady.
I'm a Washington fan, so I hate the Cowboys, but I'm picking the Cowboys to win tonight.
Yeah. I don't think Tom has it in him anymore.
Well, I mean, the only thing they've got it's hard to count them out, just because I've seen this happen before. And it's on their home field, so they do have home field advantage. But I don't know. It's going to be a tough
that
task
Dallas
for them.
defense is crazy.
What year were you born, though?
2000.
So you've never seen the Cowboys win a road playoff game?
No.
They haven't won one since 93.
In his lifetime.
In your life. This could be the first.
Could be it.
Or it might not be. Because I was, how crazy the NFL is, Clip. We were, talking over the weekend. Man, all the games I thought would either be these teams won. I remember when I was on here Thursday and we were joking about I didn't want to miss the Dolphins game, play the Bills. Like, they're going to get blown out. If
they did for about a quarter, and then
but if they could have done a little better time management, they might have won that game.
Yeah.
And then I thought the Jags were going to, especially at halftime. I don't know why I even stuck with it the second half.
I'm
glad I did. I was like, you know what? There's nothing else on. I'll just stick with it. Piece by piece, they didn't come back. What an incredible comeback!
It was an awesome weekend. We'll run down the games, but hopefully another great one coming up tonight. Cowboys a slight road favorite against the Bucks. We'll have it right here on Pirate Radio. Some other questions. Biggest rival at ECU. Who'd you like playing against the most while you were at ECU?
Who'd I like playing the most? I only got to play against State once. I really wanted to play against Chapel Hill another time in my career. But
so you played State. Against them when?
Chapel Hill was my freshman year, and I didn't play that year.
Gotcha. Well, here's a tough one for you to answer, and it got tougher because Noah Henderson won't be there. How does ECU beat Michigan to open the season next year?
Just be themselves. I mean, it's football. Anything can happen. You never know. I've seen small teams beat bigger teams before, just like a Marshall beating a Notre Dame. So it can happen. It's possible. They've got to go out and handle business and beat ECU football.
I guess is that one of the downsides of not coming back next year that you would
I don't get to play at the big house.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That was most definitely a thought, but that's how life works out.
Yeah.
Miss Simone says, "I love you, son."
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Love you too.
Thank you for watching, Mom.
Noah was talking about his background. Troy, if we opened up the line and said, "All right, caller 12 gets to guess where Noah was born, and if you get it right, you win $1 million," we wouldn't have to give away $1 million.
No, I don't think anybody would be able to guess.
Only person I've ever met born in Iceland.
Yeah. Right when we thought your background was already unique, it gets more unique.
How long were you there?
I'm not sure. My mom could probably answer that. I think almost 2 years.
Man.
Not long.
So you have been around.
Yes, I have.
That's awesome. Noah Henderson joining us. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. We used to ask the baseball, some of the football guys, how many fourth graders do you think you could beat up at one time? For Noah Henderson, that's got to be a pretty big number.
Yeah, so you've got all these fourth graders coming at you. How many could you take care of?
Got a couple on the legs, a couple around.
Before what? They bring them down to the ground?
I guess so.
Bring me down.
What's the end game? Yeah.
Fourth graders, kids are getting big now.
They are getting bigger.
I might can take 25 to
30. I'd put the over under at 20 at least.
Yeah. All right, we've got 25. Bring it in.
Yeah, I'm friends with the principal over at Eastern Elementary.
Let's set it up.
Yeah,
this could be a fun playground activity.
Could be some lawsuits. Maybe Noah. We'll wait.
We're gonna need them. We might need some parents to sign some releases.
Yeah, most definitely.
No child will be harmed. We just want to see what happens.
You were in Iceland 2.5 years, by the way.
Yes, there she goes.
According to your mother.
What's the chicken question clip we used to ask?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
It was 10 chicken-sized gorillas, or would you rather fight 10 chicken-sized gorillas or one gorilla-sized chicken?
All right, it gets confusing, so let me just dumb it down because I even get confused by this. The gorillas are little chicken sizes.
Yeah.
So you got 10 of them, but they're gorillas.
They're gorillas, but they're the size of a chicken, though.
What's that?
But they're the size of a chicken.
Yeah.
Or
10 of those or one big chicken.
Giant chicken.
Yeah, one giant
Just
chicken.
a gorilla size.
I think I'm about the size of a gorilla, though. Or close to
So would you take the chicken on with the beak and all that?
Fair fight?
I mean, all the chickens got is a beak.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, they could step
I
on
think
you.
I
can scratch you.
I can wrestle the chicken.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
But you could stomp on the.
I know. I thought you'd kick the little gorillas.
Yeah. They probably got some strength, though.
Yeah, they might be strong.
Back
little,
at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Could you imagine the wings on that after you're done fighting it though, and you grill them up?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Thinking about eating.
Yeah, you just don't get these type of questions anywhere.
We're preparing him for the combat.
Yeah.
These are great.
These are the type of questions they might ask you.
Oh yeah.
Did you get any are you a cat or a dog or those kinds of stuff?
No, but pretty close. They do hit you with some weird questions.
Yeah.
I think if you end up in the combine, they do an interview portion. That's where
when
they kind of try and trick you up and have some bizarre stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then you got to take, what's that test you take? It's
Wonderlic
test.
Yeah, I took that already.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't that hard, was it?
It's not hard. It's just basic stuff. You just look at it like, why am I doing this?
It's more. I've always been told it's kind of common sense stuff.
Yeah,
they just
it's
want to make sure you kind of have common sense.
Yeah, and it's a
they're not. It's not the SAT. They're trying to do.
And they try to trick you because they give you a time limit, and you kind of think, oh, I need to try to get all of this done, but it really doesn't matter. Like, you just go through and you answer the questions just like you can.
How'd you got your degree? Was schoolwork pretty easy for you? How'd you do it in school?
Schoolwork was easy. When I got to college, you kind of had to work a little bit more, when you get into your degree classes.
Yeah.
But as long as you sit down and do it, it's not really hard. You just got to do it.
You guys become pretty good at, and I guess growing up in your background too, pretty regimented. Like you become pretty good at knowing where to be, when to be, all that stuff.
Yeah, it kind of it's like a schedule you can't get out of your head. Like now, I have times where I wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, where do I need to be? Or you're checking your phone, you're checking your teamwork. Luckily, I deleted the app, so I don't have to look at it anymore. But you're kind of always worrying, like, okay, where do I need to be? What do I need to do? What do I have to do tomorrow?
Yeah,
because there's always the next.
It's always.
Yeah,
always.
Let's take another break. We'll come back. No, you can stick around. Yeah. We'll talk a little NFL playoffs, other things going on, and more. If you have a question for Noah Henderson, crazy or football related, you can get that in.
And Clip, I'll tell you what, if someone wants to call in and talk to Noah before he leaves to go train for the NFL, 317-1250, 252-317-1250. We'll open up the phone lines if you'd like to call in and talk to Noah in this next. We'll have him for one more segment. We'll do that too.
All right, we're back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL, Pierce Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Got another 10 or 12 minutes to go with Noah Henderson joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Great interview with Noah, and you're definitely going to excel in that part of the next level, talking to GMs, coaches, scouts, things like that.
I call it the likability factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, high scores.
I think I do great at that.
Yeah, no doubt. You're a first rounder if that's what they go by. I got to be honest, man.
No, we were kind of talking about this during the break, but I wanted to ask you about how much are you aware of, like, things being said? There's a lot of good that's said out there about you, about the team. There's also, when you lose a game, Coach Houston needs to be fired. Donnie Kirkpatrick stinks. Everybody stinks. So I'm sure you see it whether you want to or not, but how do you process stuff like that online?
I think as I've matured and got older as a player, you realize if you're not in that circle, in that locker room, if you're not the guy if you're not one of those guys that's waking up 5 o'clock in the mornings or in the winter, you kind of have to just, opinions are going to be opinions. Everybody's going to have something to say. When we're winning, everybody's going to have something to say. When we're losing, you kind of just have to, like, zone it all out and continue to do your job. Like, the next play, the next day is the next day.
Yeah. And was talking to you also about the kicking situation for East Carolina, where make a couple field goals here and there, you're maybe a 10-win team instead of a 8-win team. And Owen Daffer took a lot of that heat this year from outsiders. So I don't know, in your position with the team, what were those conversations like with Owen, with your teammates when things weren't going great?
I really that's when I felt like I had to step up and be the leader and the team captain. You know, like, you can be upset, you can jump down whoever's throat, you can throw a tantrum, do whatever, but that's not going to help the team in general. It's happened. You know, you just got to be there for your teammate, you know, to hope that next time we'll do better. And, you know, you can't blame you can blame one play, but you can't blame one play because obviously there's things that I could have done better. There's obviously things anybody else could have done better to change the game.
Noah, your career here came at an interesting time and just in the world of college football. When you look back at the big picture, when you first got here as a freshman, there was no NIL deal. That didn't exist. The transfer portal isn't like it is today. I don't even know if it existed in the form it is today.
I think it had just started.
Yeah, so now as you leave, NIL has gone wild. The transfer portal is like headlines every day with players. What is your take on it? Because that's kind of evolved as you have evolved here. You never, participated in any transfer. You stayed loyal, and I'm sure you could have had opportunities to go other places. I don't know how, a lot of the, positions like, the running backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers may benefit from the NIL. I don't know about, some offensive lineman stuff, how much it affected you guys, but just give us your perspective on those things, just the world of college football, how it is now versus how it was when you got started in it.
I feel like from our side, it kind of just gives you more control over your time and your ability. I feel like college football is a business, and now we're learning more and more that it is a business, and we get more control over what we have going on. So if you feel like you have the ability to go somewhere else and somebody might want to pay you for this or give you this NIL deal and whatever, then that's your control. I feel like now they're just allowing us to see more and more of the college business as it is.
Yeah, were you able to benefit from any of that during your career?
Yeah, I think I was able to benefit because I think I marketed myself as a very likable person, like you said. Just a stand-up guy. I try to do the right thing at all times, try to be a leader by example. So, some people like that.
Yeah.
And you got people pulling at you from different directions. I mean, did Noah Henderson ever have any thoughts of playing, finishing his college football career somewhere else?
No, because I feel like everybody's situation is different, and I understood my situation. I came in, and I was the backup behind two guys who one is in the league now and the other's floating around. So I understood what I was doing then, and I learned, and I made the best of what I've had. And I feel like East Carolina was a great situation for me because if you look at it, we've put linemen and tackles in the league year after year after year.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they've got the opportunity, I can do the same thing and get to the next level.
What was your recruitment like? And if you didn't end up here, where were you going to go?
I was big on here or South Carolina.
Okay.
Coming out, I was a late bloomer, so I started getting a lot more interest and offers later. Like a lot of stuff I didn't post or didn't tell anybody because I was a little later, and I didn't start playing until my junior year. So that was all.
Josh might have been tuned in late. I know we talked about this earlier, but he was wondering what degree you ended up graduating with.
Business management with a concentration in MIS.
So you might see Noah one day in the IT world. You said, right? Yeah. Troy talking to Josh Hawkins and trying to line him up for an interview later this week. He's getting ready for the XFL season.
Josh Hawkins?
Rick Smith's favorite player,
man.
Josh Hawkins.
I had a Josh Hawkins almost put me in retirement early.
Said he had the big head disease.
I broke my throat yelling at Josh Hawkins.
Looking to catch up with Josh and getting ready for the XFL. Noah, NFL's the ultimate dream. Obviously, would you have any interest playing in a USFL or an XFL?
I would really be interested in any opportunity. Of course, the NFL is the ultimate goal, the top of the top. But if they come calling and they're ready to cut a check, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and we've seen guys obviously play in those leagues and make it to the pros.
For sure.
All right.
I see they keep advertising the USFL pretty heavy during these playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first year you're going to have both XFL and USFL going at the same time. So there's going to be a lot of spring football, and those haven't worked in the past as far as fan support and things like that. But who knows? Maybe it will this time around.
Oh, well, and the good news for guys like you, first of all, I think you're going to be in the NFL personally, but it does give options if for some reason it doesn't work out, where you can stay active, stay in the game, still be playing, and continue to work on that goal.
And it's just a stepping stone. I've seen many guys go from starting at the USFL and making it to the NFL, or go NFL, USFL, and go back to the NFL. So, it just allows you to keep playing the game and keep proving yourself and give you an opportunity.
You brought up Deontay. He is with the Bengals.
Yes.
What have your chats been like with him? Is he trying to kind of help you through this process?
Oh, yeah. He's been a big brother, mentor since the day I stepped on this campus. So everything he's been through, he's taught me lessons, what to do, what not to do, how to maneuver, how to talk to people and all that. He's somebody I talk to on a daily basis. He supports me. I support him in everything he does.
I mean, both of you guys are like gentle giants almost. I mean, I hate to see you on a football field, but like, hanging out with you now is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you with a jersey on.
It's most definitely a different
But I want to take you to tiebreakers later.
Yeah,
we just don't want to put on pads and go up against you.
I don't want to do that stuff, but yeah. So, good stuff. Noah Henderson joining us. So, Noah, once again, what's your schedule look like here these next couple of days, weeks, months leading up to Pro Day?
Well, right now I'm taking a couple of days off from the Hula Bowl, just because that was a lot of hard work for a week, taking a couple of days off until I get ready, training, just trying to perfect the craft, trying to improve my skill set, and also the speed, the agility testing and all that. So I'm headed to Tennessee to get all that together.
That's cool. So you'll have a program they already have set up.
Yes.
And all you got to do is just show up.
Show up and get to work. It's all on you. At this point, they can't force you to do it. It's not college anymore.
Right.
Nobody's
It's up
calling
to you.
Nobody's calling you to wake you up. Nobody's begging you to come do it. It's up to you whether you want to be great or not.
Yeah, if you choose not to, that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you.
But, yeah. How many guys down there do you think you'll be working out with?
There's about 15 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be good.
How was working with Big John, and how does that kind of prep you for doing your own kind of workouts?
It's great because Big John's he's kind of the same way. Like he's not going to beg you to come work. He's going to give you the opportunity to come in there and get better. If you want to, you can go talk to him. You can get the extra work. You can do the extra things. You can do things right. But he's not going to force you to come work. If you don't want to do it, it's just at this level, it's different. They'll get rid of you or do whatever. You'll get punished. But he's not going to beg you to come be great.
What do you excel at in the weight room? What are your strengths?
I can't anymore, but I'm more of an explosive guy. So I've always had a great power clean, things like that. That's always been a strength of mine.
Like what do you bench? Just curious.
About 375.
Wow. All right. What do you squat?
I don't squat anymore.
Okay, so that's probably not good on your back
at all.
So when you say power, what do you say? Power clean?
Yeah,
that's
power
the one
clean.
where you lift up kind of in front of you.
I used to do that too. I could probably power clean about 315.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah,
So now you're more kind of specialized in things that won't affect your
I do
back.
not load my lumbar anymore.
10-4.
Yeah, we shouldn't either.
I don't either, but that's a different reason. So, yeah, unfortunately.
But there's 375 bench. Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
I've got long arms, so it's kind of,
So the combine, if you do make it there, I think they put
225.
They put 2 plates on, and it's just how many times you can do it.
How many times you can do it?
I assume you've probably already tried that.
Yeah.
And
I can do 225 right now. Before training, I can do it like 20 times.
Okay, so by the time if you got after training a couple months, you'll probably be over 20 something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Do you think you got called for holding more when you shouldn't have, or didn't get called for holding when you should have? What happened more during your career?
When I shouldn't have. But you know what's crazy? I think I can count on one hand how many times I've been called for holding.
Really?
I want to say I could tell you like exactly. It might be like 3 or 4.
That's impressive. How about false starts?
I think I've got like 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah. All right, good.
Yeah, I kind of pride myself in not having penalties, but you know why? Shank used to run us for penalties, and I never was a big running guy. So I was going to avoid running at all costs.
Yeah, there you go. Noah, great chatting with you today, man.
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this. Glad you were able to come with us in studio before you take off. We wish you the best. We'll continue, obviously, to follow your story, and we're pulling for you. Pirate Nation is behind you, and can't wait to continue to follow your career. I think you got best days could be in front of you, my friend.
For sure, I appreciate it.
And one more ECU question as we look forward, because we are losing yourself, Avery Jones, Justin Redd. How about this O-line moving forward without Noah Henderson and those guys? Who are some young guys you think we should be excited about coming up?
Nashad Strother. Sure. Of course, he's a dog. He's one of the best I've ever seen play at our position. Parker Moore, Richard Pierce. Richard Pierce is going to be a guy to watch out for.
All right, good deal. We'll keep an eye on those guys. Noah, good luck, man. Obviously, if you need anything from us, let us know.
For sure.
We'll be rooting for you no matter if you're NFL, XFL, Iceland, wherever you are. Once a Pirate, always a Pirate, right?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
The Pirate family.
Always welcome back home.
Yeah, no doubt. Noah Henderson joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Troy, enjoyed it. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Sounds good. Got some exciting news Thursday. I think we're going to share a clip.
All right, looking forward to that.
Stay tuned for that, too.
All right, good deal. When we return, we'll talk to Double B, Brian Bailey. His and Noah's Cowboys playing tonight against the Bucks. We'll preview that and talk more about what's going on in the world of sports with Double B when we return hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260. NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What happened to your New Year's resolution?
My resolution is to eat better. Epic stuffed crust, better ingredients, better pizza. I'm eating better. What are you guys doing in my house? Don't answer. I thought you said you wasn't coming back.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Awesome catching up with Noah Henderson. Great interview for just tuning in. You missed that in hour 1, but you can check it out now live on YouTube. You can just rewind or wait and hear it later on YouTube, Facebook, or download it in podcast form. We will talk to Touchdown Tony Collins coming up about an hour from now. We'll recap all the NFL action. Got some highlights from over the weekend, including former Pirate Zay Jones catching one of the easiest touchdown catches you'll see in a playoff game. There was nobody within 30 yards of him, and helped the comeback for the Jaguars on Saturday night. We'll dive into all that now with Double B, Brian Bailey, who joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. BB, how you doing today?
Very good. How are you, sir?
Doing great, and congratulations. Hall of Famer Brian Bailey joining us on the show. And BB, usually you're interviewing Hall of Famers and talking about their exploits and honors, so brag on yourself. Tell us about your Hall of Fame induction.
Well, it was really a neat deal. George Whitfield, obviously, if you have your own Hall of Fame, you're a pretty big deal. He started it 50 years ago when he was 35. He's 85 now. He's knows every baseball person anywhere, and he's just been a good friend for a long time. And each year he honors people he thinks should be honored. For some reason, he put me in that category, and it was really just a neat deal. It was a nice dinner. You got your name called out. They gave you a plaque it's the biggest plaque I've ever gotten for sure, and just very appreciative of the whole thing. And it was a really nice weekend.
Well, Bailey, I grew up watching you, got to work with you, and now become a friend. And I've asked you for advice in life and also business, and consider you a person that I can certainly trust. And I just I don't want the Hall of Fame to go to your head. There's already been a couple of examples of that, so I hope you can stay grounded after all this.
I didn't know where you were heading with it. And with all that advice, I'm here at Pirate Radio.
There you go. BB, a big night. We'll circle back to the baseball and a great edition of the Brian Bailey Show earlier today, but it's game day for your Cowboys. And how you feeling? What's the confidence level at right now?
Well, in some ways I feel good, because usually when I feel really uneasy, they play well. And I definitely don't feel at ease, because I just couldn't believe, some of the things that have happened to this team with Dak throwing to the wrong colored jersey so often lately. They just can't overcome mistakes like that. And against the Commanders, they just, the punter dropped the ball, and then the punt returner dropped the ball, and it was just a comedy of errors. And I think back to last year, I think against the 49ers, they had like 20 penalties. And if they come out and do that kind of thing, they'll stumble around and they'll certainly lose. But hopefully they'll get things straightened out. If they go back to what got them there, they got to run the football, run it effectively. That opens things up for Dak. He's got to hit the receivers when they're open. And, they could have a big night tonight, but they could also lay an egg. So I'm kind of ready for anything.
I saw on Twitter, I don't need to remind you of this, Bailey, but Dallas, the last time they won a road playoff game, Tom Brady was a freshman in high school. 1993, January 17th. I mean, we're coming up on 30 years here since Dallas has won a road playoff game. That's a crazy stat, right?
Yeah, it really is, because you think, they've made it into the playoffs not as often as I'd like them to make it into the playoffs, but I saw another stat. They're wearing the blue jerseys tonight, and one of the other stats said the last time the Cowboys won a road playoff game in the blue jerseys, they weren't even Navy. It was the royal blue jersey that they wore back in the day. So that's been a long time as well.
What do you think about the team you're facing? Obviously, not a terrible matchup. You're playing a team with a losing record. They were the worst team against the spread all year. They barely got out of their NFC South, but they have Tom Brady. They have Mike Evans, who can go off at any moment. So they certainly got some pieces. They have just looked terrible all year long, and you got to see them opening day. And it didn't go your way then. But how about the Bucs and Brady? How about the opponent tonight?
Well, it's funny you say that because opening day was probably their finest hour of the season.
Yeah.
They played their best, which didn't play very well, and lost that game badly. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at it, and if anybody else was playing quarterback, and if any, they different colored jerseys on, you'd say, well, this is a mismatch. The Cowboys have a much better record. They played well all season long. But I think just coming into it, the way the Cowboys kind of stumbled, and it was the Commander game was such a weird game because it was kind of like it counted, but it didn't count because the Giants had to beat the Eagles, and I guess the first half it was kind of close, and then the Eagles kind of pulled away a little bit. I think the Eagles won by a touchdown, but I think in those games, you don't know what the mental side of it is, and hopefully that had something to do with it. But there's no excuses tonight. The mental side of this, baby. You got to go out there and win. Got to play well and win.
Cowboys a slight favorite on the road tonight. 5 games down. These playoffs have absolutely delivered. 4 of them have come right down to the last play. The Seahawks were beating the Niners at halftime, and then the Niners defense, Debo, McCaffrey, that crowd took care of business as they've been doing 11 straight games now. But you had Jacksonville coming back all the way back to win that one, down 27-0. They win at 31-30. The Bills got out to a big lead. The Dolphins really had them on the ropes late in that game. The Giants went on the road at Minnesota, and then last night the Bengals had to hang on against the Ravens. So, man, these playoffs have been great so far.
Yeah, and you look at the Bengals game, and the whole thing turned, obviously, on the quarterback sneak trying to go over the top, which I think is the dumbest play in football. Every time, even when it's successful. I mean, there's too much at risk with that play, and it's just, I don't know. I would have liked to see the Ravens score that touchdown, and that would have put, that'd been a great ending because I think Cincinnati would have come back and probably tied it and maybe go to overtime. But that was just a crazy play. The ball bounces out of there, and 98 yards later, Bengals have a win.
That they do, and maybe the Cowboys haven't had a lot of playoff success, but how about Robert Jones' son? Robert Jones had a lot of playoff success with you guys, Bailey. How about Zay getting a playoff win the other night and a touchdown catch in that comeback win? That was awesome to see for Zay Jones.
It really was. He was wide open on that play,
yeah.
And he made the catch, and I sent Robert a text last week and said, hey, make sure you tell Zay we're all thinking about him in Pirate Nation, so... and I was glad to see that. I hope he has another good game coming up this weekend because this divisional round, there's some good matchups there, too. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Brian Bailey joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. Speaking of football this weekend, how about Holton Ahlers in the Hula Bowl? We'll talk. We talked earlier to Noah Henderson, who was a part of that Hula Bowl as well. Holton Ahlers winning MVP honors, doing all he can right now at the end of the year, Bailey, to kind of improve his stock with NFL teams, with scouts. He's, what I understand, going to have surgery here and be back ready for Pro Day, hopefully, at East Carolina. But, man, he put together another good showing. And as Holton told us, it's almost more about what you do that week leading up to the game than the game itself. But all he can do is go out there and play the best he can. And he had spotless numbers there on Saturday.
Yeah, I ran into him, or I chased him down late last night to see if I could find him this morning. I found him this morning and got an interview with him for the TV side. And, he was excited. He said that he had a really good week. He was talking about some of the teams that he had a chance to talk to. I think he said it was 14 NFL teams that he sat down with. And that's a lot. That's a lot of, questions. And it was fascinating to me. He was telling me about some of the questions that were asked. And then when we went off camera, he went into more detail. And some of it, some of it was the basic stuff. What's your favorite play on 3rd and long, or what's your go-to on 3rd and short, that kind of thing. But some of it was fascinating about, different, like a big diagram with on a computer screen with balls and picking out all the white balls, and there was like 3 red ones, and they scrambled them up, and you had to try to figure out where they were. And I was like, what's that got to do with it? And he laughed. I have no idea, but it was fascinating to listen to.
Of all the Naylor stats, and there's a lot of them out there that teams can look at and like, Bailey, Ho Naylor's not throwing an interception since October 8th. I mean, we're sitting here in January. That's an amazing stat for him.
It really is, and really, as we were going through it, you just didn't realize it was like that. After you finished the regular season, you took a step back, like, going into the bowl game, that was the big stat. He hadn't thrown an interception in 6 games. I think the bowl game made it 7, but it's just really, and some of the throws he had to make. I mean, I was looking at some of the highlights earlier today, like the Temple game, and that touchdown pass in the final minute. I mean, he was on the run, scrambled, threw an absolute dart down there. So he's playing his best football at the right time, and you just hope for the best. When I asked him about what the scouts were telling him about his draft status, he said that they kind of look at him as a late round possibility, or as I think he called it a preferred free agent signing. So there's a lot of teams interested in him, and in some ways, the way it goes, sometimes it's better to sign as a free agent because you can kind of pick and choose. I mean, if somebody drafts you, you have to go to that team. But if you have 5 or 6 teams out offering you free agent deals, you can take the best deal, or you can take the best opportunity to make the team. And you can look at that and analyze it and make your choice there.
Brian Bailey joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. Got football going on, got hoops going on, another home game, another home loss, Bailey, for the Pirates. And we knew it'd be tough without Javon Small. If the Pirates are going to win in conference play, they're going to have to be fully stocked. They were not on Sunday, and it showed, certainly, with the loss to South Florida. So now Mike Schwartz's team, again, the schedule, if you're going to steal a few, now's the time to do it. But, man, Pirates are reeling right now on the basketball court.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Schwartz about this last week. I mean, life in the American, it's just like, once you get into conference play, there's certainly no gimmies. And he was telling us that South Florida, that when you looked at them, they'd played so many teams tough, and they just had a tough, part of the schedule like East Carolina had. And then they go to number 1 Houston and lose by 5 or 6. And so he knew that it was going to be a difficult assignment. And without one of your best players, I mean, you look at it, and there's nothing really you can do. They fell at home, and hopefully they can bounce back. They got to go to Temple, a team that they played really, really well against.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens Wednesday night.
And Bailey, looking at the ACC, NC State red hot, 3 in a row. Duke struggling right now. Clemson undefeated. They are at Wake Forest, 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. So might be some eyeballs on that one to see if the Tigers can go to 8-0 in conference play. How about the Wahoos and the rest of the ACC? What are the storylines right now?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit it on the head. Clemson's undefeated, and I think that's something to be said about that. I think they'll have a tough time at Wake Forest. That's a very difficult game, but as you said, there'll be a lot of eyeballs on it. NC State's fun to watch because those guards are so good. Of course, the former Farmville Central star being Taquavion Smith being one of those 2, Jarkel Joyner the other one, but they're just fun to watch, and they can play with anybody. And they've kind of got a chip on there. Taquavion will tell you he's got a little chip on his shoulder because the guys in blue didn't recruit him. So he's fired up and ready to go.
He said that after the game, I believe, was talking about.
He's going to be a first-round draft pick. He would have been a first-round draft pick if he had come out this year, I think, but it would have been a later first round. He thinks he can go possible lottery pick when he comes out this year, if he comes out.
Speaking of local hoops, PB, some hoops going on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Any storylines, any teams, players you're following right now we need to keep an eye on here locally?
Well, there was a good one on Saturday in the Ingram tournament, Kinston and Goldsboro. That was a good game. The ones going on today, there's a girls' tournament over at South Central and the guys at Farmville Central. The Jaguars play First Flight later on tonight. I think they'll take care of business in that one. But it's a nice holiday, and it's a great chance to get out there and see some high school basketball. And then I wish the NFL hadn't done us the favor of putting the Cowboys on Monday night, but they did. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, too.
Yeah, we do. We got it here for you tonight right here on Pirate Radio, your home for the NFL playoffs, and a great edition of the Brian Bailey Show coming up at 6 o'clock if you missed it. It's hot stove time, folks. We'll talk some baseball later in the week on Pirate Radio Live with Ryan Meadows. Got the big Down East pitching and catching camp coming up, and RV and crew are in today talking about the hot stove banquet, and Mike Schilt going to be the speaker this year, and he was a guest on the Brian Bailey Show. As I told Brian Bailey, I don't like Mike Schilt, but that's only because his Cardinals beat my Braves in the playoffs a few times.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with him personally, but you understand sports hate, don't you, Bailey? I'm sure there's a few guys like that.
Sports hate out there.
And then I heard the interview, and I'm like, man, this is like the greatest guy ever. That stinks. I'm going to have to like him, I guess.
Yeah, he seems like a really great guy.
Yeah.
I haven't met him in person yet, but I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times, and I think that he'll do a great job as the guest speaker. And as we were talking on the show, about some of the other guest speakers in the past, we're really blessed to have so many, great people in baseball that really want to make this hot stove banquet a success every year. Dwayne Grooms took over as president this year. So he takes over for Chuck Humphrey. He's only the fourth president we've had in 32 years. So I think that he did a great job on the radio with us, and he'll do a great job as president. But it's just the hot stove banquet is just kind of a neat deal. It's all family oriented, and we have a good time with it.
Brian Bailey joining us on the Pit Electric Live line. BB, thanks for joining us today. I'm not even going to say good luck to the Cowboys. I wouldn't really mean it, so I'll just say have fun watching the game tonight.
You could say go Cowboys.
I definitely can't say that.
Come on. Try it.
Good luck to the NFC East teams in the playoffs. How about that?
There you go. That'll work.
That's all I can do for you. Bailey, thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bud. All right, man. Take care.
Hey, BB, Brian Bailey getting ready for his Cowboys tonight as they take on the Bucs. You can hear the action right here on Pirate Radio. When we return, let's hear some of the highlights from the weekend and talk about these playoff games. We'll do that when we return hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Back with you after this. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with 0 interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
This is Rajay Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, haymakers being thrown in East Lansing. 3-pointer by the Spartans, followed by a 3-pointer by the Boilers, followed by a 3-pointer by the Spartans, all in the last 3 possessions. And right now that has Michigan State with a 57-53, make that 57-55, and Purdue going to the line. So these teams scoring here late, back and forth. It is a 2-point Spartans lead, 3:23 left to go. Michigan State over the number 3 team in the country right now as they play late in the second half. Other scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck. From earlier today, Georgetown lost again. Georgetown has not won a conference game in
2.5 years.
Yeah.
685 days.
They'll have to wait a few more days. They lose to Villanova today, 77-73. Had a second half lead, but ended up losing that game earlier today. St. Joe's knocked off LaSalle. Is our guy still at St. Joe's?
I'll have to look that up.
Let me look in the box score. Charles Coleman today scored 0 points in 0 minutes played.
Man.
So, but his team got the win.
How are they going to let him ride the bench like that?
Got to be injured.
I mean, I guess they're going to save him for postseason.
Probably
man,
so.
He lit it up in their postseason game.
That one game we watched.
He scored the first 8 points.
He was going off. It was incredible.
Hit a 3.
George Washington up on George Mason in the Battle of the Georgias, 14-7 in the first half. And that one later tonight, the U at home against Syracuse, Illinois at Minnesota. Charleston, number 22 in the country, taking on William and Mary. So that's what's going on tonight in college basketball. A lot of NBA action today, including the Hornets giving up 130 points in a loss to the Celtics. Let's look at what happened in the NFL. Just one game really got away from an opponent this weekend, and that was my 49ers. Shake your head, Chandler.
No, congratulations, I guess.
Don't congratulate me. I did have Niners in the Super Bowl. A lot of doubters out there. 41-23, that score.
They look unstoppable.
Deebo Samuel, good wide receiver, good running back, but just a great football player. Catch and run, and got some help from Kittle and Ayuk with some downfield blocks on this touchdown on Saturday.
Purdy back to throw, upfield wide open, Deebo Samuel at the 40, 45, 50, down the sideline, gets a block, turns on the burners, he's gone, 10, 5, touchdown 49ers, 74 yards. Deebo Samuel takes it to the house, and with 10:51 to go, he may have just put away the Seahawks.
Brock Purdy, 18 of 30. 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. What in the world? Brock Purdy has been amazing for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey acquired this season, 15 carries, 119 yards. Also had a receiving touchdown in the game. Debo's over 100 yards. Brandon Ayuk had 73 yards. George Kittle only 2 for 37, but they'll be counting on him at some point in these playoffs, and they are just an absolute machine.
Yes, and Brock Purdy is now known as Mr. Relevant. But, yeah, doing a great job at the quarterback position for the San Francisco 49ers after losing Jimmy G earlier in the year. And a lot of people were probably thinking, who is this Brock Purdy guy, and could it hurt the San Francisco 49ers' chances of making a Super Bowl run? But right now, they are just unstoppable defensively and offensively. You look at all the weapons they have with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. I mean, and like you said, George Kittle only 2 for 37, but, I mean, the very next game he can go off for over 100 yards receiving. So the weapons are there. Their defense is awesome. So watch out for your 49ers.
And they're going to be, if the Bucs win tonight, they'll probably be like a 7.5-point favorite against the Bucs. Probably 6. Is that too much for Dallas? I don't know. I just right now they are an absolute monster. They'll take on the winner of tonight's game coming up next week. Game 2 on Saturday. It was an absolute laugher. The Chargers up 27-0, but the Jaguars were not done. In fact, Trevor Lawrence throwing 4 interceptions early in that game, came back with 4 touchdowns in that game, including one to former Pirate Zay Jones, who found himself wide open.
Jacksonville driving, Lawrence in the pocket, looking for the deep shot, and he's got his man, Zay Jones, separation, touchdown, Jacksonville, a rope for 39 yards, and the Jaguars are in business.
And business was good. Jaguars win it on a last-second field goal, 31-30 over the Chargers. Just an absolute choke job by L.A.
Getting everybody involved, because you had Zay Jones with 8 receptions, Christian Kirk with 8 receptions, Evan Ingram, who they got, I believe, in the middle of the year this year. He had
Before
7
the season, from the G-Men.
So 7 receptions for him, 93 for Ingram, 78 for Kirk, and then Jones with 74. Each of them having a touchdown too. So Marvin Jones, 3 catches, 29 yards. So they've got some weapons there on their offense that they might can spark some sort of run. But what a comeback! And man, if you're a Chargers fan, you're hating that.
Travis Etienne, 109 yards rushing in that game for the winning Jacksonville Jaguars.
I still say that the Chargers still harbor the curse of Phillip Rivers, because if you ever watched when Phillip Rivers was the quarterback, they were historic for their meltdowns in the playoffs, and it was usually led by Phillip Rivers.
And Herbert had a pretty good game, but, man, 31-30 to blow a 27-point lead in the playoffs, something Jags fans will certainly never forget, nor will the Jaguars fans, Chargers or Jags. I meant to say Chargers fans never forget. Yeah. Jags won't either. Shirley, your Dolphins came out flat. Our Dolphins made a nice comeback, but the Bills too much, 34-31. 3 touchdowns for Josh Allen. Allen also threw a couple interceptions in that game, but did hit Dawson Knox for a touchdown.
Allen rolls to his right, sets up, now looks to his right, throws to his right for Knox. A one-handed grab. Did he stay in? He did. Touchdown, Bills. He beat Baker and somehow reeled it in. A 6-yard touchdown pass from Allen to Dawson Knox.
Knox had a TD. Cole Beasley had a touchdown, and Gabe Davis, all he does is dominate in the playoffs.
Yeah, they called him Big Game Gabe.
He steps up once again, 6 for 113 and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 7 for 114. Dolphins were game, and you got to give them a lot of credit. Had a big defensive touchdown on a strip sack fumble in that game. But, man, I was listening to it on the radio riding around Sunday afternoon, and so many timeouts that they had to call to avoid a delay a game. They had 4th and inches and had to call and no timeout, had to delay a game in that one.
They broke the huddle at that point in time of the game. They broke the huddle with 7 seconds left on the play clock.
I just don't understand if it is the coaches getting the play into Skylar Thompson late, or if it's Skylar Thompson being late. It does. The bottom line is, you're right. There was poor management of the timeouts, poor management of the game itself. And look, I will give credit where credit is due. There were multiple plays where Skylar Thompson threw the ball and put it in the breadbasket of Waddle a couple of times and Tyreek Hill. And the Buffalo Bills defense, that secondary, made some phenomenal defensive plays, punching the ball loose and knocking it loose and causing incompletions. But what was so frustrating was the lack of situational awareness when it came to the game clock, and also the fact that Skylar Thompson, when he is on the run, when he's flushed out of the pocket, there were multiple times he one-hopped his receiver. He would throw the ball 20 yards downfield, got a receiver in the area, and it would land like 3-4 yards in front of the receiver. And I'm like, who exactly are you throwing to? What is this? I've never seen that before. And despite all of the and we had multiple opportunities to win this football game, and we just could not get it done. I mean, they kept calling him Ahmed, but I didn't see a C in his last name. It was Ahmed, the running back, the backup running back to Raheem Mostert, because he was out due to an injury. But he ran really well, and like you said, the defense played very well, especially Christian, I think it's Wilkins, I think is his last name. He's the one, he sacked Josh Allen a couple of times.
Clemson product.
Yeah, they need to re-sign that dude post-haste, stat, whatever, acronym you can use for really, really fast, because we need to keep that guy, because he's going to win us some football games down the road. But, as frustrating as that game was, I'll hand it to the Bills. They made the plays that they needed to make, and, they did just enough to win, even though they had kind of an off day. They did just enough to win, and we did just enough to dolphin it up again.
Well, brighter days ahead for Mike McDaniel, and especially if Tua is in the lineup for the Dolphins. Buffalo.
Yeah, because I firmly believe if Tua was healthy, if we had a beginning of the year Tua, that game wouldn't have been close, in my opinion. But
got to give credit to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Danny Dime.
That dude.
301 yards passing, 78 yards rushing, couple passing touchdowns.
Only 78 yards? Because it seemed like he ran forever.
Yards.
Yards. Like, I watched maybe 3 consecutive plays where he took off and ran, and I was thinking to myself, did somebody forget to tell him he's the quarterback and not the running back?
He was the leading rusher yesterday. In carries and yards.
The Giants, how are they this good? It makes no sense. But they are. They beat the Vikings. Saquon Barkley, over 100 total yards, 2 touchdowns in the win.
It's Barkley, a block from the left tackle. He goes past the 25, first sideline, 20, breaks the tackle, 10, 5, touchdown, he's in. What a run! Swerving by defenders, rocketing down the sideline. Saquon Barkley with a 28-yard sideline touchdown run. Breaking tackles on the way and terrific blocking led by Andrew Thomas. And they're within an extra point, Mike, a tie in the game.
In the game, Kirk Cousins, 273, 2 touchdowns. Big one for T.J. Hawkinson, 10 for 129. But his 10th catch, they needed 8 yards.
And they threw it for 4 yards.
And he caught a 4-yard pass.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it made no sense.
He had 2 receivers wide open down the field. They broke off their route, and they were wide open in the middle of the field. He never saw them.
And now it doesn't
never even threw it to him.
It doesn't matter anymore because they did win the game. But earlier in that drive, they had them stopped. But guess what? I've talked about it several times on this show. One of the biggest problems with the NFL and their rules right now is the roughing the passer call.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst I've ever, if not the worst, roughing the passer call, especially in that situation. It gave the Vikings another chance. Unfortunately, they weren't able to execute down later in the drive because when you have 8 yards to go, some would say, people with, sense would say, let's throw it beyond the sticks. Let's throw it beyond 8 yards. Or no, let's just throw it 4 yards. And then the game's over. Giants advance.
Giants move on.
Speaking of the Vikings, by the way, some good news that just came out just a little while ago. It's up on our social media right now on PR927 on Twitter. Blake Prohl got signed to a futures contract with the Vikings. So it looks like Blake will remain in Minnesota, at least for a little while longer.
You can get started today because they're out.
All right, yeah, hope to see him suited up for Minnesota one day, but has been with the team these last couple of years. All right, Giants will take on the Eagles next week. And last night, Bengals-Ravens, kind of a classic AFC North showdown, and the Ravens were in a really good spot for most of the night and, had the ball driving late, had a chance to go up late in the game, but had the ball at the 1, and here's what happened.
Huntley lines up under center, goes airborne. Did he get the ball knocked out? He did. It's grabbed by the Bengals, racing back down the field. Sam Hubbard to the 50, down to the 40. He's at the 30. Hubbard to the 20. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown Bengals. Touchdown Bengals. Sam Hubbard, the Ohio kid, pulls it out of the air and rumbles the length of the field. Touchdown Cincinnati. This place has gone nuts. Bengals lead 23-17, 11:39 to go. What a play.
Bengals did not get the offense they usually get. Burrow hit Jamar Chase for a touchdown. Really nothing from Joe Mixon in that game. But the defense gets a big touchdown. They move on. They advance to the second round and will take on the Bills, and really looking forward to that one coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, and that Hubbard play is going to be a play that they're going to replay for years and years to come in Cincinnati. And what a story. What about a story?
What about a story?
Because he is a hometown kid. He is from around the Cincinnati area. But what a big play, especially when your offense wasn't getting it done, especially enough to get the win, and you come up big. Because, Baltimore's looking to punch it in right there and take the lead, and instead it turns into a 98-yard return for a fumble return for a touchdown, and that was the last score of the game, 24-17, Bengals advance.
Yeah, they pulled a Linval Joseph in that game, but that run was not without controversy because there is a play where it appears, now it was not called on the field, but it appears there was a block in the back with Hubbard running the other way, but they didn't call it. Touchdown stands, Bengals advance, and you want to talk about roughing the passer. I think in that game, and I'm pretty sure it was Joe Burrow or it might have been Jamar Chase. I can't remember which one it was, but I'm almost positive it was Joe Burrow, but he was running out of bounds and was kind of ducking down to get out of bounds, and the defender, it was a helmet-to-helmet collision. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, where's the flag on that one? When you go back and you look, especially if you compare it to the roughing the passer call that from the Giants game, that was a pillow fight compared to the shot that Burrow took yesterday. So you're right. I think they need to have a little bit more consistency with those calls.
And how about at the end of the game with the Ravens having a chance with a Hail Mary? It was tipped and almost caught.
Yeah, it was almost caught. Yeah, you're right.
Prochet, former SMU receiver.
Yeah.
So that was about to be a wild play there. Instead, it hits the turf, and the game's over.
One more to go tonight, Cowboys and Bucks. We got that for you
right here on Pirate Radio. Your schedule next week looks like this. Saturday in the early game, Jaguars at Chiefs. Saturday night, NFC Beast, Giants at Eagles. Sunday afternoon in the early game, it'll be the Bengals at the Bills. And then next Sunday night, the Niners taking on the Bucks Cowboys. Winner, looking forward to round 2.
By the way, when we were going over that first matchup of the weekend, your 49ers taking control in their game. If the Bucks do win tonight, they'll make the cross-country trip to San Francisco for the second time this year. And the first time they went, they got throttled 35-7 over the 49ers.
First time the Cowboys and Bucks played this year, the Cowboys got throttled. So more so by the Bucks defense than the offense. But we have seen that matchup earlier this season. All right, let's take a break. As we do, Purdue just hit 2 free throws. They're up 62-61. Less than 30 seconds left to go in East Lansing. So we'll keep an eye on that one on the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Dub Up.
Dub Up.
We'll be back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays. Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
At
some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Pirate Radio.
You know, East Carolina deserves to go to Omaha. People should be worried about us. We're going to be really good, and I'm not afraid to say it on record.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you have real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about the current real estate market? Or do you need a property manager for rental houses? ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX and ST Harris Properties can help answer every question you have and show you a stress-free real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. If you have real estate questions, Scott has the answers. Give him a call today at 347-1857. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Michigan State hits a jumper with 11 seconds left to go up by 1. Purdue calmly comes down the court, gives it to their giant 7'4" whatever, Zach Edey, and he just lays the ball over the rim. Purdue leads by 1 with 2 seconds left, as this has been an awesome one, a classic on Martin Luther King Jr. Day in East Lansing, Michigan. Boilers trying to survive. Michigan State, one more chance with the ball, 2 seconds. They got to go the full length of the court, so keeping an eye on that.
I was going to say, I wonder if Tom Izzo is going to be sick and tired of losing to Purdue.
He could be, much like Bobby Knight.
Yep.
He's not wearing an elf shirt, is he?
Like he's wearing a T-shirt today.
Did y'all see around the Christmas time he was wearing, and it was funny because he was actually like dog cussing the referee, and it's hard to take him seriously when he's wearing literally like an elf T-shirt.
Wearing an elf outfit. That was a good look for Mr. Izzo. Kenny said, just tuning in, leaving from work, have y'all talked about the great game Holton had Saturday? And go Cowboys. That was Kenny saying that, not me. Holton Ahlers, 10 for 10.
What a performance.
Not bad at all. Earning Hula Bowl honors.
And the touchdown throw that he had was on the money. It was exactly where he needed to put it. It was where the receiver could only catch it. And 10 for 10, had 22 yards rushing, so showing off the legs and the arm in the Hula Bowl, and won MVP. So great outing for him and showing off in front of the scouts, I'm sure, all week during practice. And then, obviously, of course, in the important game on Saturday. So congrats to Holton.
I want to look up some Hula Bowl MVPs and see if I recognize any names. Ronald Stanley. No, that's not that Ronald Stanley. I'm
guessing you're not finding many because I see the list up there.
Wes Welker. Hula Bowl MVP, 2004.
Western Michigan.
Not even close to being close.
I forgot where Wes Welker went to
Texas Tech.
Oh.
Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams. This is weird. It says he's a Hula Bowl MVP, but when you click on his name, it says a different name. But I don't know. I guess Ricky Williams was a Hula Bowl. Cordell Stewart, former Colorado quarterback, was a MVP of the Hula Bowl. So there you go. Alteen. Dan Marino. Ever heard of him?
Yes, I have.
You have heard of Dan Marino?
Yes.
He is a Hula Bowl MVP as well. So Tony Dorsett. There we go. Now we got some Billy Sims. Shirley Steve Mongo McMichael, a wrestler / football player.
Leroy Selman. But that was a good showing from him, and really the work and you put in during the week to do the networking and all that stuff is valuable, as Noah Henderson talked about when he joined us here, hour number 1.
And also the quick turnaround to get prepared for this Hula Bowl, because I remember when we were talking to him last week, or a couple of weeks ago now, he was preparing. He already had a playbook. But, I mean, that's a new offense you're having to learn. Then, like you said, you're going down there and having the network and, try to form relationships with your new receivers and other quarterbacks and offensive linemen. And for him to do that in just a couple of weeks and is pretty impressive. So, hopefully that kind of helps him going forward as he enters the NFL draft.
Noah said that a kicker from the national championship game was there at the Hula Bowl. From Georgia. Didn't even get to, participate in festivities because he was down at the Hula Bowl right after the championship.
Huh.
So getting in some work to try to make it to the next level are Whole Nailers, Noah Henderson. We talked to Rajay Harris on Friday. He is putting in the work to try to return to the field for East Carolina following his injury, and sounds like he's making some good progress in that.
I think he said that he's going to be able to start running
Next month, February.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
So just in a couple of weeks, he will be back running and getting in shape and getting ready for 2023 ECU football, which starts in the Big House at Michigan.
All right, Michigan State, I guess, gets a bit of a break. My goodness, it has taken 30 minutes to play this final 2 minutes. They threw a full court pass. Ball was tipped out of bounds. So now Michigan State is going to have it on their end of the court with 1.8. So they should be able to get a shot off here. And we'll see if they get some kind of lob or if they end up with a man out beyond the three-point line for this final shot.
All right. Well, hey, LRB loves day baseball.
Yeah.
There's quite nothing like day basketball. And we'll be enjoying that in just a couple of months when March hits. March Madness with all the day basketball we'll see there. So getting a little appetizer to that.
You know what's even better than all that? Day hockey. Bruins 6, Flyers nothing on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard.
The Buck.
And you give me some guys on skates in the middle of the day.
Oh, man, I'll take it every time.
I'll take it to the bank.
I find it hard to watch hockey.
Why? But what about during the day?
Why?
But what about during the day?
Why?
Because you can't. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the atmosphere. Maybe it's something else. But I just can't watch hockey on TV. Now, you take me to a hockey game, I'm all in.
There you go, folks. If you want to go to a hockey game with Shirley Rhodes, she says all you got to do is invite her.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you have an extra ticket.
Yeah, bring her along.
Because last time I got in without one, so.
Or if you could take her to the arena like a day early, she'll sneak into the game the following
I'll just hide in the bathroom.
Yeah. She does have experience illegally attending hockey games. I want to wait for the end of this game and talk about it, but they still aren't playing. I mean, Bill Raftery's talking.
I swear,
what's taking so long?
I swear about 5 minutes ago, you said there was like 2.7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
And that's not even exaggeration.
Well,
like,
they had a review, a timeout, another timeout.
Oh, my gosh.
Bill Raftery he's ready to get out of there, get him a drink. He's out of onions.
Onions!
Although there could be another order of onions coming up here in the next couple seconds if they ever finish the game.
Order up.
Matt Painter, former Barton
assistant basketball coach
in the huddle. Purdue 16-1 on the year, 5-1 in conference play, trying to remain in the top 5. And
he's rumored to be one of the top prospects in terms of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Texas's new head basketball coach. Now, whether or not he's interested or if they've contacted him and, and whatnot, I don't know. But there have been rumors floating around for for the last week or so that Matt Painter is on their radar.
Chris Beard officially fired a couple weeks ago after an arrest.
Where he strangled somebody.
Yeah.
A family member? Is that right?
I thought I heard that it was his fiance.
You heard that? Who told you that?
A source?
I heard it from
a lot
somebody.
of people were telling you that?
I don't know who it was.
Was it one source that told you that?
can't remember. It might have been multiple. It might have been on Twitter.
3 at the buzzer! Airball.
So Purdue wins?
All that just for that.
The Boilers knock off Michigan State 64
Tom
to
Izzo
63.
is mad about losing to Purdue.
I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue. All right, speaking of losing in basketball, we'll talk about ECU's loss coming up next hour.
By the way, speaking of basketball, there is some positive news.
Speaking of basketball,
regarding women's basketball, ECU guard Danae McNeil has been named the AAC Women's Basketball Player of the Week for the second straight time. She averaged 27 points per game in games against Temple, where she had 28, and SMU, where she had 26. So just like Amaya Joyner a few weeks ago, she had consecutive accolades with Freshman of the Week. So ECU women's basketball having a pretty good season, and
and if you haven't had a chance,
getting recognized for it.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see them in person, go see them because
Wednesday
they're
night,
fun to watch.
6 o'clock, they play Cincinnati. Would have led the show with it if they could have completed the comeback. They lost against SMU 68-66 on Saturday, trailed in that game, but made a nice rally on the road, but lost by 2 points. So, man, really close to a huge road win there. But back home for Cincinnati coming up Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Touchdown. Tony Collins joins us to talk some playoff football, Pirate football as well. And we will talk some ECU hoops. A lot more to go. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We'll open up the booty bag, make you a winner as well. It's all ahead. We're back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Uptown Greenville's newest dining experience is open and ready to serve you. The Sidebar, a Tex-Mex fusion restaurant, offers lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, the Sidebar has indoor dining and patio seating for everyone to enjoy. For the latest information on reservations, menu items, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington is celebrating 40 years in business. That means big savings for you on your favorite men's and women's clothing and accessories. As you would expect, Rhonda has slashed prices 40% on select merchandise, outerwear, slacks, assorted sportswear, and shoes for the men, dresses, sweaters, blouses, and outerwear for the ladies. Celebrate 40 years with us and save 40% while it lasts. We're here because of you, and we thank you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Carolina Caliber has the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and is one of the top firearm dealers anywhere. At Carolina Caliber, they have everything you need for hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. They will buy, sell, and trade. Carolina Caliber, locally owned and operated since 1960 on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, Hour 3 on this Monday. Thanks to Noah Henderson for hanging out with us. Hour number 1. Really enjoyed talking to Noah about his football career, but also getting to know him. He is an interesting dude. He's been many places, including being born in Iceland. First Icelandic person that I have come across, I want to say. But it was fun to catch up with him. If you missed that, you can check it out, Hour 1 of our show. Got Tony Collins coming up in just a moment. Also, more on ECU's loss yesterday in Minges Coliseum to South Florida. Tyler Harris is a menace, the little guard who transferred from Memphis with multiple daggers in the second half for the Bulls yesterday in the win. He had 24 points for South Florida. We'll talk about that, but right now we welcome on the ECU Hall of Famer, touchdown Tony Collins. Talk some playoff football with him. Tony, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. How you doing, good?
Doing great, and what a great weekend of football it was. The Niners, that one got away from the Seahawks a little bit, but Seattle led at halftime of that game, Tony, and then every other game went right down to the wire. So it was some great football watching this weekend.
Yeah, man, if you're a football fan, you got your money's worth this weekend, absolutely.
No doubt about it. So, Tony, I don't know, what stood out to you the most? Was it the Dolphins hanging with the Bills? Was it the Jaguars and their massive comeback? The Giants able to win on the road to Minnesota? Like, what was the biggest, surprise or storyline that you saw this weekend?
I mean, it was a lot. I looked at the game that I just knew wasn't going to even be close. Was the Bengals game. I thought without Lamar Jackson, the Ravens wouldn't have a chance. Actually, the Ravens should have won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, you fumbled the ball on the goal line, man. That's a killer for you. I mean, you fought back as much as you did that whole game. But a bunch of games. The Chargers, man. You look at the Chargers, you just think they're going to kill the Jaguars. It was just 17-point lead?
27-point lead.
Oh, it was 27. That's right, 27. Unbelievable.
20 at halftime. And Tony, you've probably been on the both sides of that, where you're either down by 3 scores at halftime or you're up by 3 scores. And the coaches have that same message probably in the locker room that it's 0-0. Just go out there, play. But man, that is that's an all-time choke job by Staley and the Chargers there.
Man, that's big time, man. You go up 27. You know you. I don't know how they're feeling right now. And they have to live with it for the whole off season. That's the bad part about it. You can't play next week. You're done. But the Jaguars, man, you look at what they did. I mean, the kid threw 4 interceptions in the first half.
Yeah,
4. I mean, usually you don't come back from that.
I guess when you know you're not going to get benched, you just go out there and keep chunking it and see what happens. But he hit Zay Jones. He hit his other guys in the second half. 4 touchdowns, or 4 touchdowns in the game. I think 3 of those coming in the second half.
I mean, you know what? Another game too. You look at the Buffalo game. I mean, Josh Allen, I think he had 2 interceptions, maybe.
Yeah.
Crucial interceptions, but the Dolphins had a chance to win that game, man. I mean, they had all the options. I mean, the play calling at the end, where they, I don't know what they were doing at the end of the game. Where I mean, it was like they got a delay of game penalty. What is that? It's just, I don't know. That was coaching, but again, it was a great weekend to watch football.
Yeah, rookie coach, 3rd-year quarterback didn't work out for the Dolphins yesterday, and you had the Bills and you mentioned the Bengals too getting wake-up calls. Now those 2 teams will meet each other. Of course, they were on the field during the Damar Hamlin tragedy, and good to know that Hamlin out of the hospital now. I actually watched the game from home instead of going to the stadium. Who knows? Could be there coming up this Sunday when the Bengals play the Bills. But both of those teams kind of getting some wake-up calls in the playoffs. Now they'll face off against one another next week.
It's going to be a great game to watch. I don't know what the scope is in Buffalo right now, but I know they're playing for Damar. I mean, these guys, it was something to see that Monday night, that what he went through, being a player and seeing your teammate down like that. It's really, really something. But I know they dedicate the rest of the season to him, but it's not going to be easy, man. Cincinnati's a good football team. They didn't play well. I don't think as well as they should have. Their protection it wasn't really good. That's something that hurt them in the Ravens games, and I know that's what Buffalo's going to have to do. If they can get pressure on them, man. That's the only way they're going to beat Cincinnati Bengals, because they got so many weapons on offense.
Tony Collins joining us. Tony, I'm right about a few things like the 49ers. I'm also wrong about a few things like the Giants. And I got to give credit to Daniel Jones, 300 yards passing, almost 80 yards rushing. They come out with a win at Minnesota, and now they are right back in the NFC East. They'll take on the Philadelphia Eagles coming up. But how about the Giants, man? We've seen teams like this, including the Giants, and you know this as a Patriot. The Giants come out as a wild card and just keep winning and winning. The Bengals, were able to survive 3 weekends of playoffs last year. We see these teams kind of get hot at the right time. Is New York one of those teams, or does that end for them against Philadelphia?
For New York, their best thing was playing Minnesota, because Minnesota's probably the worst. What were they, 13-4 or something like that?
With a negative point differential, yeah.
They were the worst. Some of the games that they won last season, I mean, it's just like it's just incredible. But like I say, the Giants played Minnesota Vikings, and that's probably good for them, because any other team, I believe, would have beat New York. But Minnesota, man, and they went into Minnesota and beat them. Barkley had a great day, and again, just like you said, I mean, Jones, he's showing that he's pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, got to give him credit. And Brian Daboll, year 1, getting it done right now in New York. All right, one more game to go. I still don't know what to do with this one, Tony, because the Cowboys, if you just look at rosters and look at the season, they're the better team, but Tom Brady has never lost to Dallas. You got that. How about they showed today Dallas hasn't won a road playoff game since Tom Brady was a freshman in high school. How about that stat, Tony? 1993. Hell, you might have been still playing somewhere in the league or arena or something.
Crazy.
What were you doing in 1993, Tony?
1993, I just retired.
Yeah, that's the last time the Cowboys won a game in the road game.
That's funny.
So what do you do? I mean, do you take the home team with the GOAT that had a losing record that looked bad all year, or do you take this Cowboys team with all the talent who can't win a road playoff game historically, but also kind of struggled down the stretch? Dak Prescott's thrown interceptions in 7, 8 games in a row, something like that. What do you do?
I'm going to tell you, man, it's not looking good for the Cowboys. The way they played last week against the Commanders, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you don't want to finish your season in the way they played Washington the last game that they played. But anyway, I just can't see it. I mean, you're going into Tampa, you're going against Tom Brady. Tampa Bay's got a pretty good defense, man. So they're going to put the pressure on Dak, and I just can't see Cowboys winning. I don't think they would win if they're even playing if they're playing at home the way they're playing right now. And again, you got Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to. If this is not his last season, I don't know. This has got to be his last season.
It does, but then again, he just broke his own record for most completions in a season. He keeps breaking records every year. Can you retire when you're still breaking records?
It's incredible, man. I just don't want to see him go out on a bad note. I think he'll win tonight, but I just can't see them getting by the Eagles or
Well, next week the winner of this game would play in San Francisco,
right,
and be a pretty big underdog probably.
Yeah, I don't see them getting by San Fran. No way.
All right, speaking of next week, let's run down some games real quick, Tony. So Jaguars, after that huge comeback, now their gift is to go to Arrowhead. Can they hang with Kansas City? The line I've already seen is I think it's 8, maybe started at 9, down to 8. So can the Jags make it a game in Arrowhead against Kansas City?
I think they can. I think they can make it a good. But I'm gonna tell you what, they can't go in there and play like they played against the Chargers in the first half, because that's Mahomes will kill them.
And Mahomes, if they're up 27, they'll keep scoring in the second half. They're not going to let you come back. So
you better believe that. So they cannot play the way they played last week. Now, here's the thing: I think they can hang with them, but the kid can't throw any interceptions.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to be turnover free in order to hang with Mahomes, man. Because Mahomes he's gonna capitalize on your mistakes, and he's got too many weapons. He still has a lot of weapons on offense. So I don't think the Jaguars can win.
Bills Bengals, awesome matchup. I mean, just so many stars on the offensive side of the ball for those teams, and you give the Bills a slight edge at home, but. Tony, could you see the Bengals going in there to Buffalo and beating the Bills?
If they protect Burrows, that's the only way. They have to protect him. If the Bills get to him and get to him early, it'll frustrate them. But if they don't get to him, I mean, they have the potential to hang with the Bills. They can go toe to toe with them. And again. You watch Josh Allen. He's a great quarterback, but he can make some mistakes too, because he's a gunslinger. He takes chances. So there's going to be times that he will make some mistakes. But I think it'll be a great game, to watch. I really think the Bills will pull it out in the end, for the simple fact that they're playing for a lot. It's been a long time since Buffalo been to the Super Bowl. It's been a long time since Buffalo's ever won a Super Bowl, because they never won.
You like to remind Bills fans of that quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, it ain't no fun when as a Eagles hater, that's one card I had to play for all of my football watching life for Eagles fans, and then they finally won one, Tony, and I got nothing to say now. So you better hope the Bills don't win one.
No, I kind of hope they do, man. I'm feeling bad for them.
All right, and it sounds like on the NFC side, Tony, you don't think the Giants can knock off the Eagles, and sounds like you like the Niners to beat either the Boys or Bucks next week. So you like those top 2 seeds in the NFC?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that 49er-Philly game because that's going to be one of the games to watch. I mean, they got Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, can possibly take those guys to the Super Bowl. It's going to be tough. I don't think they will. I think Philly will last in the end, but we're talking about this, and it hasn't even popped up yet. Who knows? Philly might not even make it. 49ers might not even make it. Who knows who's going to be in an NFC championship game? It'll probably be Philly and 49ers.
Well, the games have been awesome. We just hope that trend continues because it was a lot of fun to watch Saturday night and on Sunday, and one more to go tonight right here on Pirate Radio. Tony likes the Bucks to knock off the Cowboys tonight. Cowboys are a 3-point favorite, total at 45.5. So they've met week 1, Tony, and the Bucks smothered Dallas in that game. I believe Dak got hurt in that game, but 19-3 was that score. And the Bucks really did look good the rest of the way after that. So what kind of points do you think we'll see tonight? Total at 45. Is it high scoring? Is it low scoring again?
I still think it'll be a low scoring game. Dallas has a good defense. That's something that's going to keep them in the game is their defense. I just don't think the way Dak is playing right now. And who knows? He might have had a bad day. It might he get out of the system. But I just can't see them going into Tampa and beating Tom Brady down there because it's just going to be too hard. Whoever makes the most mistakes tonight, and that's probably in every game, but the mistakes is going to be the key tonight. And in different situations, I just think Tom Brady's going to pull it out.
Tony, I'm sure you spent
game though.
What's that?
A low-scoring game.
Low-scoring game. All right. I'm sure you watched the Hula Bowl on Saturday, right?
I sure did, some of it.
All right, cool. That was kind of a gotcha question. I thought you were going to say, what's the Hula Bowl? How about Holton Ahlers, MVP? And we talked to Noah Henderson earlier today, the big offensive lineman. He was in that game representing East Carolina as well. But sounds like they got a lot of good networking done, Tony, doing those interviews with coaches, with scouts, things like that. And then the icing on the cake was that good performance during the actual game.
Yeah, it's a great look for him, man. I mean, it's almost like an interview, So I think he'll do well with. I'm pretty sure he'll be at the combine. He has a chance. Just like what we talked about earlier, it's just his situations, man. If he can get in the right situation, who knows what he can do in the NFL? You know what I mean?
Tony, do you remember back when you were being looked at by teams? Did you get asked like weird non-football questions back then?
It wasn't that like it is now. It was all about football. We didn't take that exam that they took us. Some kind of exam that
the Wonderlic.
Yeah, we didn't take. we didn't do none of that. Not when I was coming up. I got an opportunity to go to the combine, and that was great. Just meeting all the guys. My roommate was. You guess who this? Howie Long was my roommate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun going, and I know Holden. I'm pretty sure. What's the receiver? I think he's going too.
C.J. Johnson announced on his social media that he was going.
Yeah, he's going. And I'm gonna tell you, man, with C.J., it's the same thing. He has the potential. He has the size. He has the speed. He has the hands to make it. To be a good NFL receiver. It's just, again, his opportunity and where he's going to get picked up at, what round he's going to go in. It's just a lot of things they're going through. But both guys, I wish them well, and it's all about opportunity now.
Tony Collins joining us. I tell you, next time you're in studio, we need to have Chandler, who is a former long snapper who could still make it to the NFL one day, and Tony, former Pro Bowler, do the Wonderlic since, Tony, you were never able to do it. So I hate that you missed it.
You know the questions to the Wonderlic?
Yeah, I'm sure I could find some questions. All right, Tony. Good stuff, man. Thanks for joining us. What are you up to? What are you doing these days?
Just chilling, man, right now. Getting ready to head out to New Orleans in a few weeks.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk more about that at some point. But, Tony, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it, and have a good week.
All right, Clinton, too, bud.
See you, man. There is touchdown, Tony Collins. Never got to do the Wonderlic. Missed out on it. I've done one of those, like, online Wonderlics before. I think I'd be all right. I think teams would like me.
Yeah, I just Googled it up, and there's a bunch of links to different assessments that you can take, and so I might have to do that just for fun.
A take-home self-Wonderlic test?
Yeah.
All right, let's get a break in. When we return, we'll hear what Mike Schwartz had to say following ECU's loss to South Florida. Also, make you a winner. Open up the booty bag. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live. Interesting name, but it's all right there in the name. We're Pirate Radio, and this show is live. Do you not believe me? I'll hold up a newspaper. Do we have a newspaper? I'll hold up the date.
Yeah.
How do I prove that this show is live?
We have, we usually get a Daily Reflector every day.
All right. Well, I'll do that if people need to verify.
If there needs to be a confirmation, we have a newspaper from the day.
We'll hear what Schwartz had to say and more when we return after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington is celebrating 40 years in business. That means big savings for you on your favorite men's and women's clothing and accessories. As you would expect, Rhonda has slashed prices 40% on select merchandise. Outerwear, slacks, assorted sportswear, and shoes for the men. Dresses, sweaters, blouses, and outerwear for the ladies. Celebrate 40 years with us and save 40% while it lasts. We're here because of you, and we thank you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. And it's bow time.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine has been caring for Pirate Nation and the student athletes at ECU for more than 35 years and are the official team physicians for ECU. Orthopedics East provides a variety of general and specialized operative and non-operative orthopedic services to meet the needs of the patients in Eastern North Carolina. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Now let's head back into PRL, and here's Clip.
And thank you, Shirley. And thank you for putting in a hard day's work, Chandler Honeycutt. As always, Mr. Blue Collar. Have y'all heard of Santa Claus?
Sure.
Yes, I have.
Have you heard of Santa Ono?
No.
No.
Oh, no?
Oh, no.
Santa Ono, president of Michigan?
No.
He just got off the phone with Jim Harbaugh 34 minutes ago. And Jim shared with him that he is going to remain the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, Jim Harbaugh will be on the sidelines when East Carolina takes on the Michigan Wolverines.
All right.
According
to Santa.
To Santa Ono. Santa's coming to town.
I wonder if people sat on his lap and said, we want Jim Harbaugh for Christmas to remain our head coach.
Hop on up here and let me know what you want. We want Jim Harbaugh to win a playoff game. Sorry, kid.
Best I can do is bring him back as the head coach.
Best I can do is here's a pair of Juwan Howard shorts from 1992. So Jim Harbaugh back. Pirates not back when it comes to basketball. They lose yesterday, 81-70. No Javon Small, so uphill battle for the Pirates. Quentin DeBunje,
career high,
had a big one, 18 for ECU, including a thunderous big-time slam jam, Jimmy Jam, Jam Burger.
Which was an answer to one that South Florida had. South Florida had just had one, and then Quentin DeBunje went to the other side of the court and said, watch me do this.
Hey, watch this. We had there was a few jams on each side yesterday in that game, but not enough on the Pirates side. Another good one from Brandon Johnson, 16 points, 12 rebounds, but just 2 for 8 from 3. Caleb LeCount, maybe his best game in a while, playing for the injured Javon Small, 11 points, had 5 assists in the game for East Carolina.
Yeah, and in that game yesterday, and Ezra Asar, probably it's got to be the most quietest game he's had all year.
He had a rough one.
Only 3 points for him. He
only 17 minutes.
So only he got 4 rebounds and a steal, but 3 points is definitely his season low.
He kept getting yanked out of the game and being talked to by Mike Schwartz.
Yeah, and I've seen that multiple times, especially when I'm down in the lower bowl. There was one game. It was either the Temple or the UCF game. Mike Schwartz was absolutely chewing Ezra Asar's ear off. And I think it's just, a freshman making freshman mistakes, and Mike Schwartz doing the best he can to coach him up and help him develop as a player. I really think he's going to be a special basketball player for this ECU basketball program. But speaking of Mike Schwartz, things got chippy yesterday. And there was one time where players got into it, but it kind of dispersed quickly. But there was one time where I see Mike Schwartz, as we've seen him a lot this year, barking at somebody. Usually it's the ref. Maybe it's one of his players. This time it was to South Florida's head coach,
Brian Gregory. I didn't see it, but I saw some comments on it while I was looking at Twitter during the game. And apparently Mike Schwartz was like almost in USF's huddle during a play. Like, there's a coaching box, which is rarely used as an official. But apparently, and I remember the Cincinnati game, watching it at AJ's after trivia, Chandler, and Mike Schwartz is at half court talking to his guys. So I guess he got way too close to the USF side, and he was given a warning. But after that, him and Brian Gregory were kind of talking back and forth.
Talking back and forth. It kind of got awkward there. I was ready to see what the interaction would be like post-game. They did shake hands and went through the line, and then afterwards they kind of each circled around and then talked to each other and gave each other a pat on the back and, went on with their day.
I think Schwartz was in the wrong there from what I read. If he was that much, close to them.
Yeah.
Pirates will be back in action at Temple, but let's recap this one against South Florida, 81-70. Here was Mike Schwartz after the game.
Great respect for Coach Gregory and the South Florida program, and they just in the second half we were not able to stay with them. Give a ton of credit to Tyler Harris and Russell Tachua for controlling the game, particularly on offense. They both, especially obviously Harris in the second half, and Tachua was difficult for us to deal with the whole game, and we just weren't able to string enough stops together to keep the game close in the second half. I think we took a brief lead in the second half after being down at halftime. We did not finish the first half well. I thought we came out in the second half and, we're playing a little bit better. But, once South Florida got control of the game, I thought Harris in particular and Tachua inside and just their team as a ball club, they did a great job, and we weren't able to get it any closer.
All right, questions? Coach, second straight game, fell with 2 threes against you guys. Some of that due to who you are playing. It's a big shot. What have you seen that's maybe not that many dollars?
Freshmen in particular, but look, you give South Florida all the credit. They got guys that can shoot the ball. Harris can really shoot. Miguel can really shoot. Boggs comes in off the bench. He hits 2. He can really shoot. Our guys knew they could really shoot. We told our guys where Harris would shoot the ball from, but until players start to understand how important scouting report is, how important shooter defense is. Again, we play Cincinnati. Landers Nolly makes 2 shots to start the game. Are those the 2 shots that beat us? I don't know, but I do know this. That gets momentum going for a team. Harris, we had done a pretty solid job in the first half. We give Harris a 1-pass 3 off of a driving kick play, which we were adamant not to do, and we had done a good job executing in the first half. But the minute you let your guard down in this league, especially versus a great coach team, a really good team with good players, you're going to get punched in the face. And Harris got going, and then you got other guys that come in the game, and we're expecting them to follow scouting report. You got to know who you're guarding. You can't have a hand down versus someone that's a lethal shooter. And Boggs catches and knocks a shot in, and we have a low hand. And, that's on us. That's on us, and we're going to fix it.
When a team like South Florida kind of forces you to play big, with 54, how do you think Luigi played, and what's a tough assignment for a lot of people?
I thought Luigi was dynamic, and we didn't make that change to go big because of South Florida. We made that change because Javon Small is out, and just because you lose a point guard, it's not just about plug and play, because now everybody shifts down a position. So now some bigs have to play a little bit more on the perimeter, or you got to play guys that maybe aren't as comfortable handling the ball. So you either try and do it and continue to do the same thing with guys that aren't really comfortable playing when you don't have a guy like Javon that can create for other people. You're asking other people to create. So what we did was we said, well, let's go big a little bit. Let's play a little zone. Let's see what it looks like for us. I thought we played 5 possessions of zone, I think. They scored one time, so I thought that was a positive, but our offense struggles a little bit when we have that lineup. We slid Brandon Johnson down to the 3. I mean, he was at the small forward, Ezra was at the 4, and Luigi was at the 5. So we went big, hoping we could do something on the offensive glass. We didn't shoot the ball great, but we had 16 offensive rebounds. But, again, you can't, I'm going to always say this, you guys know how we're hopeful to build this program, and that's with our defense. And it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. If defense isn't going to be where you hang your hat, it's not going to work for you here.
Not having Javon, when did you guys really start to know that was a reality? How much did that affect just going through?
I think anytime you see a player, basically just get banged up at the end of the game, Cincinnati, and, Javon had just played his best game he had in 4 or 5 games. You start to immediately think, because the medical has to do their thing and make sure they do the proper protocol and tests and whatnot. So you immediately start to think about it. RJ's been pretty banged up here, and that's why RJ hasn't been able to practice consistently. So he's fighting through it. He's such a tough kid. But we knew we were a little banged up, so we got at it pretty quick in terms of thinking, what might we have to do if we don't have Javon? Potentially, we didn't know if we would have RJ either. And so we went with some different things. We obviously put the zone in, which we had worked on prior. It's not like we just threw it in, but in terms of using it in a game and using an offense that you can play with basically some non-guards out there, 3 guards that you're not really looking to handle the basketball a lot, we had to try and put some stuff, and we'll keep our head down and keep working and get better at it.
You see Javon obviously hurt, but you do have 4 players finishing double figures. What did you think about execution-wise without your point guard?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job, and very proud of what Caleb did. I mean, Caleb, you could see, got more and more comfortable as the game went, and he was going versus savvy veteran. I mean, I've seen Tyler Harris play since he was in high school. When he was in Memphis, I saw him, and we coached against him where I was when I was at Tennessee. So I've seen him. I know what kind of player he is, and he's a dynamic guard. He's one of the best there is in this league. And you look at Caleb, he's going up against someone that's been in college. He's a senior. He's been at 3 different programs. And I thought Caleb fought. His tail off. He ran our offense. He got aggressive scoring when he needed to. I think you saw some of his youth late when we were down. It was a real long shot. If we could get back in, we're down 10. And he took a couple quick shots. And that's where he's got to learn. Hey, you got to keep driving the basketball, see if we can get to the free throw line, see if we could do some defense substitutions to trap and get some turnovers, which we did. But he's going to keep going. I'm proud of him, proud of Jaden Walker, proud of Luigi, what he did with the minutes. And I thought Quentin really gave us some good stuff on offense as well.
Ezra seems to just not be able to get to a real flow tonight. I know somehow it's probably due to Chua's presence. Just what did you see from that?
Give Chua a lot of credit. I think Chua is one of the best bigs in the league. But no different than Javon, no different than Brandon, no different than anybody that has some success on film. When teams scout, they're going to attack your weaknesses. They're going to try and make it harder on you. Or if you have a strength, they're going to go extra effort to take it away. We saw Cincinnati do that with Brandon on the glass. I mean, teams are going to try and really keep Brandon off the glass. He's a really good rebounder. And they did a nice job at Cincinnati. I thought Brandon had a great job on the glass today. He ends up with 12 rebounds and 5 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's really good. Ezra, whatever he's done well, teams are going to attack that, and they're going to attack his weaknesses. So how he prepares is going to equate to the success he has. In terms of understanding that, whether it's scouting report, whether it's preparation, you don't get a lot of time this time of year. You get 1 day of practice, maybe 2. You have to shrink it up a little bit because of time and games and fatigue. Then you're talking about being a little short-handed. So if you don't have a good practice or you don't practice well, that is really going to show when the lights come on. And I thought that was maybe a little bit of a byproduct today in terms of our last couple practices for Ezra.
Mike Schwartz, I'll tell you this, one of the best question answerers in all of college basketball, diagnosing what happened yesterday in the loss to South Florida. We were talking about Schwartz and Gregory, and Schwartz getting that coach's box warning. John Moody said there was a time yesterday during the game I saw both coaches in the same camera shot when we were playing in front of USF's in their bench. So Mike Schwartz,
was utilizing the sideline and maybe utilizing it a little too much yesterday during the game. All right, Shirley, let's start this week off with a winner by opening up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Monday. What are we giving away on this Monday?
How about lunch for two at Tiebreakers?
Lunch for two at Tiebreakers can be yours. Awesome spot to watch the Monday Night Football game tonight. ECU basketball this week, or football this weekend, or just hang out anytime. 317-1250. What caller are you looking for?
I'm going to go with caller number 4.
Caller 4, 317-1250. Tiebreakers. It can be yours if you are the lucky caller. We're back with you after this.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that's right for you. Visit them at 3101 South Evans Street in Greenville, or schedule a home visit to receive a stretch or massage in the comfort of your own home. Call today at 916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage appointment, and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. And congratulations to Steve Hill of Greenville. He won lunch for two at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Last night, I fell asleep during the Bengals game, woke up to see the last Ravens drive, and in nearly a amazing Hail Mary finish. That was very similar to Jim Harbaugh throwing a Hail Mary for the Colts and them losing to the Steelers in the playoffs. Last night it was John Harbaugh coaching the Ravens, nearly ending in a Hail Mary. But again, ball goes off the fingers of Prochet, incomplete. But after that, I watched The Last of Us. Now, you guys aren't gamers.
I've heard of the game, but I've never played it.
I'm in the same... Shirley, if we were in the water right now in some sort of water-like vessel, say a boat, we would be in that boat together.
Okay.
But I watched the show, and it was awesome. I really liked it. So if you haven't played the game, don't let that scare you away from the show. It was good, the first episode.
It is on my list of things to watch. Right now, I am trying to bring myself to watch Willow, the series on Disney, because I was a huge fan of the movie with Val Kilmer in that role, but I have just not had the time to sit down. I mean, I sat down long enough on Sunday because I watched a lot of football. I watched all 3 games yesterday, but I don't sit down for long periods of time to watch television. And if I do, it's usually because there's a football game on. So I've got to get myself into the habit of checking out Willow. But The Last of Us is on my list of things to see.
Chandler, I'd love to know what's on your list of things to watch.
I didn't know I was supposed to have a list.
You're not.
I didn't have a list.
I know you don't.
You know what I'm watching heavy, though, right now?
What are you watching heavy?
Oh, please, let us know.
This is not low-key. This is heavy.
Home Improvement.
Oh!
I don't think so, Tim.
Now, that is a great show. I do enjoy that show.
Oh, speaking of which, Shirley, I don't know if I brought it up. Did I bring up Veronica Mars on the air?
Not on the air, but you did talk to me about it.
Off the air.
Off the air, yes.
Another great thing about that show is they have a lot of people featured that either went on to be stars or that were previous stars. Mm-hmm. They had 2 out of the 3, maybe all of them, but I recognized 2 out of the 3 Home Improvement kids on that show. The middle, JTT.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
And then the older kid was also on that show. Brad.
Zachary Ty Bryan was his name.
There you go. But anyway.
I can't believe I remember that.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, my sister used to get those magazines, so she had...
Tiger Beat and Bop. And
she had the, what do you call it? The full-page spread, the middle, what is it called? The centerfold or whatever.
Centerfold, yeah.
Of, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and you put that on the wall and stuff.
Well, Tiger Beat was one of my favorite magazines, but I loved Bop, and I will tell you why. This is such a girl thing. Tiger Beat... The pictures that you would get in the magazine, the paper was very, very flimsy. And of course, back in those days, you bought those magazines so you get the pictures, put them up on your wall. Well, the problem is that the tape would tear those pages very, very easily because the paper was so thin. You wanted to get the BOP magazines because the paper was thicker and it would not tear as easily.
There you go.
There was a method to our madness.
There's a tip for those going back in time to get those magazines.
You want to talk about, there was a time that if you walked into my bedroom, you could not tell what color my walls were painted because you couldn't see you couldn't see the paint. It was covered in, posters.
Coming up tonight, Chandler, we may have similar viewing taste. You gonna check out the Mannings?
I am, because on the Mannings is prime time. Dan Campbell, after coming off a pretty impressive season with the Detroit Lions, he's going to be on there as well. And Teddy Bruschi.
A styler, a crier. I had something in my head.
A styler, a profiler, and a
crier.
Yeah.
Campbell's the crier. I guess Teddy Bruschi profiles football and a player. A styler, a profiler, and a crier. Yep, didn't work. Didn't work in my head. Didn't work in real life either. But sometimes those things happen. That's why you got to throw it all out there, see what works.
You just got to take risks sometimes.
You got to risk. You're right.
Trial and error.
That is correct. Dallas and Tampa, the wild card weekend finale, the season finale of Peyton and Eli coming up tonight. Chandler, if we're doing ECU, say we do ECU Michigan watch along next year, 3 guests, who would be your 3 watch along guests that are realistic and would also be awesome?
I would go. So you're talking anybody. I would probably go Dave Portnoy because he's a Michigan guy.
Okay.
I would probably go Vince McMahon.
What? Okay, I understand that these would be huge names, but do you really want to talk to these people?
Dave Portnoy, yes, maybe.
What would a conversation between you and Vince McMahon sound like?
I don't know. He'd probably tell me I was fired.
What was that one wrestler?
Desmond Howard.
Yeah, I thought about Desmond Howard.
There was a wrestler, I think, that called Jeff Charles a pencil-necked geek once. And for some reason, that is the phrase that came to mind when he asked that question about what Vince McMahon would say to Chandler.
Pencil-neck geek. So on your watch-along, ECU, Michigan, you got all Michigan people?
Mm-hmm. I tried to get an East Carolina guy, but you're like, shot that down quick.
For our Pirate Radio watch-along, it's just all Michigan folks. All right, fine. I asked you the question and you answered it.
Let's get Sandra Bullock on.
Now, if you could do that, that would be a watch-along of all watch-alongs because she is wildly entertaining.
I'd probably get Chris Johnson.
Sandra, what role did you not get that you regret?
And wish you could go back and do a better job in auditioning for that role.
Sandra, what's your role of a lifetime?
You want to replace Chris Johnson with somebody? He wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. He has his own podcast.
This
now.
is your list. I noticed my kiss wasn't on your list.
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, I'd go Tom Brady.
Okay. A lot of Michigan folks.
A lot of famous alumni.
Clip, we need to take a break.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, we'll wrap it up here on a Monday. Chris says we're watching Dennis Ray Stallings riding or walking in Wilson. I don't know what any of that means. What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Anybody?
No idea.
All right. Take a break. Come back. More to go after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire. Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, the stock market was not open today due to Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, but it closed on Friday at up 112 points as far as the Dow goes at 34,302. NASDAQ was ahead 78 points at 11,079. The S&P was up 15 points and 3,999. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now back to the show.
All right, Cowboys, Bucks tonight. Pirate Radio will have live play-by-play action. Chandler, who you got?
Man, I don't know. This is a beat-up Tampa Bay offensive line.
Now, I did see they getting Ryan Jensen back from this game.
That would be crazy, because I thought he had like a major injury. It was in preseason, so he could have made it.
7 hours ago, the Bucks activated Ryan Jensen, so
wow.
he was out. Yeah, preseason injury.
Yeah,
could give it a go tonight.
Well, and if that is true, and he does give it a go, that will be a big boost for Tampa offensively up front. But I think they're still out Tristan Wirf, their second-year man out of Iowa, I believe, left tackle. And I can just see Micah Parsons breathing down Tom Brady's neck all night. And I think I'm going to go Cowboys. I think Cowboys are going to get it done tonight solely based on defense. So,
all right. Shirley, who you got?
I'm going with the Cowboys. That was very difficult for me to say.
I hate it that now we're all going down. I'm picking Dallas. This feels kind of like my Vikings pick that didn't go well, because I've seen what I've seen in the Bucks. They're not good, and if the Cowboys put it together for a night, they can certainly win. But they haven't put it together in a long time.
And I feel guilty not only for picking the Cowboys, because I've grown to hate the Cowboys, but also picking them in the playoffs, which they have
on the road.
So, but I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my pick, and I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
They could win the first road playoff game of your life. That has not happened in your lifetime, Chandler.
And it didn't happen, but before, like 5 years before I was even born.
Correct.
93, so yeah.
We'll see you fine folks Tuesday at 3 o'clock with an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley Rhodes, the Chan Man, I'm Clip Brock. We'll talk to you then. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.